What inorganic molecule does lightning produce? 215-263 WMMR. That is our number. And the caller is Bryce, who we're going to go to. Hey, Bryce.
Hey, good morning,
Good morning, and good morning to see you. All right, Bryce, what inorganic molecule does lightning produce?
Is it ozone?
Ozone. That is correct. Good morning to see you. Hang on.
I've got to remember to say that.
I'm slowly starting to remember.
Thank
too.
you. Yeah.
All right, Bryce, you got yourself a pair of tickets to see comedians Andrew Santino and Bobby Lee of the Bad Friends podcast Saturday, June 17th at the Met Philadelphia. And tickets are on sale now via Ticketmaster. Complete details at WMMR.com. I would love to, at some point, like our Hey Bitches, Hey What?
Right, yeah.
Be able to say, good morning, it. And then everybody responds, good morning to see you. Maybe someday it'll get to that level.
Well, we'll see if we can take it out for a spin.
Good morning to see you. All right.
But you have to say it that way. Good morning to see you.
To see you. Good morning to see you. Oh, I just said that.
Okey-dokey.
All right. At the box office, number one was Fast X. It made $67 million. Followed by Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Then you had the Super Mario Brothers movie, Book Club, The Next Chapter, Evil Dead Rise, John Wick Chapter 4. Are You There, God was 7th, followed by Hypnotic, Blackberry, and Dungeons and Dragons. So Blackberry was the show that we were talking to
Glenn Howerton.
Glenn, thank you, about on Friday. And you said it's amazing.
I loved it, and I think it's sort of a limited release, and for it to end up in the top is pretty damn good. I'm curious what the last Fast and Furious movie did on its debut. Something tells me it did a lot more than $67 million.
I have a feeling you're correct, sir. All right, we're going to dive into some of the stories I have here for you. Jade Jagger, the daughter of Mick Jagger, was arrested on the Spanish island of Ibiza for
You bad girl.
attacking police officers.
Oh, not good.
The 51-year-old jewelry designer
51
had been staying at a hotel on the popular party island since at least May 11th. She was arrested on Wednesday along with a man following an altercation at a restaurant. The man became aggressive with waiters, and the couple were thrown out. Police were called after the man continued to hurl insults on the street. When they arrived, the man resisted arrest, and Jagger attacked police officers by scratching and punching. She will be in court sometime this week.
It's wild when you think about, his kids in her 50s.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's got a lot of kids,
He's
doesn't
got
he?
8 legitimate kids.
Yeah.
And they range from 52. She's the second oldest. Steve, when we were talking about De Niro a couple weeks ago, people were pointing out Mick has a lot of kids from a lot of different women and different ages. His youngest is a guy named Devereaux Octavian Basil Jagger, which is a great name. And Devereaux is 6 years old.
6.
I'm sorry, how many does he have?
8 legitimate.
How many total do we know?
2,700.
Yeah,
probably.
more than likely.
Yeah. No, I don't know about the illegitimate kids or ones that he may not know of.
Okay.
6 years old up to
52.
52.
Yeah, that's his sister.
Jesus.
Wow. Kim Kardashian, speaking of kids, opened up about the difficulties she faces as a parent on a forthcoming episode of a podcast. The Kardashian star said, being a mother is the most challenging yet rewarding experience of her life. And she said, there are nights I cry myself to sleep.
I literally cry myself.
She said, like, holy S, this effing tornado in my house. Like, what just happened?
How did this stain get on my all-white carpet?
She has 4 children, of course, with her ex, Kanye. She's got 9-year-old North, 7-year-old Saint, and 5-year-old Chicago, and 4-year-old Psalm.
Do you think if you were to sit her in a room and have 20 pictures of kids and showed them to her, she could identify her own?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Seeing that the nanny and all the others.
All the other housekeeper, the gardener, the pool boy.
So the Skims founder added that although parenting is full madness at times, it's the best chaos. On a recent episode of the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast, John Cena opened up about his beef with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in 2012 and 2013. And he's kind of done, he's somewhat apologizing. He said, I got selfish, and me, living WWE at the point and not having any concept of growth or someone else's perspective, I took Dwayne's comments about the business as not genuine. He said, instead of going like, hey, man, I'd like to try to do this thing to hook you back in, and maybe we can collaborate and really make it big. I was just like, F this. I'm calling this dude out. This is a moment. You gave me an opening. I'm going to kick the door in. I don't remember all the
I remember
squabble.
there was a little beef, but I don't remember it being too substantial. But I think what's happened is that Cena now is in that lots of movie roles, hit TV show role, and he's looking at it from Dwayne Johnson's perspective and going, okay, I get it now.
I can have a bigger, longer career by doing this.
I love John Cena because of the work that he does for Make-A-Wish, and I started doing a little bit of work with them locally, and they told me last week that John Cena will actively reach out to Make-A-Wish and say, okay, give me 4 or 5. I have time this week to do it.
That's so amazing.
And he doesn't do it for the press, but he does it just because he feels like he makes a connection with these kids, and he's just a decent person.
Let me tell you something. The Peacemaker series is so effing good, and I cannot wait for season 2, and he's perfect in the role.
Cena added that there was a moment where there was a lot of bad vibes between us, and rightfully so. These days, however, the pair are in a really good place, he said.
I would never want bad vibes with Dwayne Johnson.
No, I don't think so. So, Jonathan Majors and Megan Good were photographed together over the weekend for the first time since it was reported that the pair are dating. Majors and Good held hands as they took a flight from New York to Los Angeles on Saturday. And this comes after the Creed actor faces assault charges following an alleged domestic dispute with an ex-girlfriend back in March.
Curious to see how everything shakes out with the MCU with him. The word is they're actively looking at other options for Kang.
Yeah, would only make sense just in case. So we'll see.
How about John Cena?
On a recent episode of the Pillows and Beer podcast, Southern Charm star Madison LaCroix spoke about when she first received a DM from Alex Rodriguez.
How did I miss this?
From A-Rod. She said, I'm being effing catfish. The dude who's dating Jennifer Lopez is not in my DMs right now, she had told the host, Austin Kroll, who she was dating at the time. She said, I told Rodriguez, I said, if you're looking for a side chick, which clearly he was, it wasn't going to be me. I'm wifey material, she said. He kept on FaceTime, and then Kroll added, he kept on FaceTiming you ad nauseum. You were like, this mother effers FaceTime me 3 or 4 times today. And then he got mad at Madison because she didn't answer when she was on the boat or something. And she was like, I'm not at your beck and call. Rodriguez's rep said, and now A-Rod's rep said in a statement, her 15 minutes of fame are up, and she's trying to get a 16th minute.
Talk to the hand.
Please stop wasting everyone's time with these false narratives. They were false 2 years ago and continue to be false.
This is an amazing
I have no idea
revelation.
who this person is.
Neither do I.
Yeah.
I don't know the show she's on. I don't know who she is. I don't know who the host of the show is. I know A-Rod.
Nick pulled up her Instagram. She's very attractive,
As you would imagine. As you would imagine.
That's right.
Jinx.
Oh, my God. Buy me a
As you can
Coke.
imagine.
No, she was a dancer.
Jinx,
oh my God!
As you can imagine.
What is Southern Charm? That's the show she's on.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, all right. Let's move on.
We do not care.
Who gives a crap?
The world will be a better place when they're gone.
Jeez.
I wish they were dead.
I wish they were dead.
Well, I have Wendy Williams.
Well, maybe that was,
right.
that was a little harsh.
Yeah, sorry.
So Wendy Williams is not in the hospital, despite a report stating otherwise. Her rep, Sean Zanotti, told the outlet, I can confirm that Wendy is not in the hospital as reported. I can confirm that she is not in New York.
What can they confirm?
This comes days after the former talk show host pulled out of a speaking engagement at the Atlanta Women's Expo, which we reported on last week.
We had audio of her giving a lecture 2 weeks ago. Yeah. So I think she still has some issues.
Sounds like it. Scandal stars Kerry Washington and Tony Goldwyn reunited to celebrate Goldwyn's 63rd birthday over the weekend. On Saturday, Washington shared selfies of the pair together, including one where Goldwyn pretended to stick his fingers in her nose.
I'm glad you said nose.
And she wrote that she was happy for his birthday. He's clearly very excited. She wrote, happy birthday, Tony. Love you so much.
Is he in Angels in America, this actor?
Tony Goldwyn?
Yeah.
He is actually, he's also in Ghost. He might be in Angels in America, Nick. He was the bad guy in Ghost.
Yeah.
He was also in Last House on the Left, the remake. And
Nick, I don't
Am I thinking of somebody
he
else?
was in Angels in America. No, that was Patrick Wilson.
Okay.
I think it was a guy who was in that. But
I do like this actor, though. I just
yeah,
got
He's
that
good.
wrong, yeah.
He's also related to the Metro Goldwyn mayor.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
All right, good family to be related
Or
to.
families.
Today reports that jury duty actor Ronald Gladden took to his Instagram stories on Friday to share that he was summoned for real-life jury duty. Alongside a photo of his paper summons of the county of San Diego, Gladden wrote, coincidental timing, ? So he's actually going to get to sit on a real
Did you
jury.
watch any of that show?
I've not. I heard it's great.
Yeah, it's a reality show where everyone is in on the joke or the gag, but this guy.
Yeah, I would like to check it out. So, while speaking with entertainment tonight recently, Paula Abdul said she had her fill when it comes to appearing on reality television, explaining that she turned down a spot on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. The straight-up singer said, "I've been humbled. I got a kick out of that, and I got a kick out of it that I was ever even asked." That's what
Okay.
she's trying
All
to
right.
say.
So she was honored by the query,
Yes.
but she doesn't want to do it.
No, she said, "I like to be the one on the couch with the popcorn watching with my dog." She said, "I feel like I've been on reality television for a long, long time." So she's not interested.
The last thing she did that caught people's attention was when she danced with herself in that video. Remember, it was middle of COVID.
Yeah, they had one of her earlier choreographed videos, maybe from one of her music videos, and she was doing the routine along with it.
And she was great.
Yeah, she still got the moves. Yeah. Michelle Yeoh.
Yo!
I'm sorry, Michelle
time.
Yeoh. Commented on the possibility of an Everything Everywhere All at Once sequel during a Cannes Film Festival recently, and she said, "There's no sequel. We would just be doing the same thing." She added that since starring in the highly acclaimed film, the best thing that has happened is I receive a script that doesn't describe the character as a Chinese or Asian looking person. We are actors. We are supposed to act. We're supposed to step into roles that are given to us and do our job as best we can. That, for me, is the biggest step forward.
There's no way you could do a sequel to that movie because that movie has so many plot points to it.
Yeah.
There's so much going on.
Yeah.
And it was so unique. Have you seen it?
Yes.
Yeah. It's just
it's
rapid fire.
And there's no way you could. What more can you add to that story?
We forgot something.
Yeah, exactly. It is dense with material without question. Fans hoping to see Miley Cyrus on tour following the release of her latest album, Endless Summer Vacation, shouldn't get their hopes up. During an interview with British Vogue's latest cover story, the Grammy-nominated singer said that she's not sure that she can see herself doing tours anymore.
wow.
At least not for the foreseeable future. She said, after the last headline arena show I did in 2014, that's how long it's been. She said, I kind of looked at it as more of a question, and I can't.
Do we have that? Do we have the audio of her vocal fry in the last time case? You were playing the you showed me the video of
There's a
her
video.
paired with a dog that makes the same sound.
That's what it is, yeah. Because the vocal fry thing that we did was with Kim Kardashian for us.
Yeah.
She said, not only can't, because can't is your capability, but my desire. Do I want to live my life for anyone else's pleasure or for filming it than my own, leaving the question up in the air? Essentially, she's saying she just doesn't want to do it anymore. Earlier in the interview, she explained that
you talking about?
she prefers to perform for her friends and loved ones in her close circle rather than an entire arena. She said, like singing for hundreds of thousands of people isn't really the thing that I love. There's no connection. There's no safety. She said, it's also not natural. It's so isolating because you're in front of 100,000 people and then you're alone.
Am I wrong, or is she looking better these days?
I haven't really seen her lately, so I don't
Seen her
know.
a fair amount. She's looking.
We're looking at a photo now, but I have no idea when that was taken.
a little more
so.
clammed up recently.
Benedict Cumberbatch has reportedly been cast as folk icon Pete Seeger in the upcoming Brian Dylan biopic, Complete Unknown. Seeger, who died in 2014 at 94, played a significant role in Dylan's earlier musical career in the 1960s, helping facilitate his record label contract and inviting him to perform at the Newport Folk Festival.
Is it Seeger that sang Puff the Magic Dragon?
No. I don't know. Was he Pete from?
I don't know.
Wait,
I just don't know.
I thought Puff the Magic Dragon was
Peter, Paul,
and Mary.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a different Pete.
Oh, okay. There we go.
That's Peter Yarrow.
There we go.
A Complete Unknown stars Timothy Chalamet as Dylan, Monica Barbaro as Joan Baez, and Elle Fanning in an unspecified role. Woody Guthrie will also be portrayed in the movie, though the actor cast for the role has not yet been announced. The biopic is scheduled to begin production in August. And we are ready for the clips now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like a machine.
Josh Duhamel and his friends test their athletic ability in the new film Buddy Games, Spring Awakening. And in this clip, he talks about his real-life buddy games.
You know, it's usually like ping pong and, there's wiffle ball and there's golf. There's always one or two events that are just nuts.
We'll do it live.
I don't know what the events that are nuts, though. But
Quick. I was.
the Buddy Games Spring Awakening is in theaters now. Next clip. 23 years after the original story, Bert Kreischer is hitting the big screen to continue the story of The Machine. And here he gives advice to fellow filmmakers.
I will tell this to anyone who ever makes a movie. Don't worry about losing weight. You know what you do? I was just fat in the movie. I just gained more weight after the movie. Now I watch it and I'm like, I looked great.
The Machine is in theaters on Friday, by the way. And there you go. That's what I have.
I hope it gets.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's a little element of it that's critic proof, but I'd love to see it get some good reviews.
So Bert wanted to do something nice for us this week because he can't get us out to L.A. for the premiere because we have Keenan's on Friday. So he made sure that DoorDash brought us some donuts from Dunkin'. This gift right here, Preston, that you are opening up is courtesy of Bert Kreischer and his team. Yeah,
That's nice.
And what kind of donuts?
There's a note. It says, "Love Birdie Boy." The Machine opens in theaters this Friday. So he's got a bunch of different kinds of
I
donuts.
thought it'd be like pictures of him on the donut.
No, it's a Dunkin' variety.
All right.
So we're not going to L.A. to see the premiere, but we do have donuts.
But we
Well,
do have donuts.
And we run on Dunkin'. We can basically snap our fingers and have the,
Yeah.
we could be neck deep in donuts, but we appreciate the
It's a
effort.
nice gesture.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Bert.
It's very nice.
We love you, sir. And we appreciate that. And we wish you nothing but success with
Yes.
the Machine.
Wouldn't it be great if this got really good reviews and did well in its first week?
It would be. We're going to make sure that happens. We're going to do what we can to make sure that happens.
Beg you.
It's late in theaters on Thursday, and then like full runs on over the weekend.
So see it Thursday night.
Yeah, so Thursday night, it's like, because I checked. I was like, I was hoping to be able to maybe see it on Wednesday, but it doesn't open until Thursday. It's like 10 o'clock showings on Thursday.
And as Bert asked, if you can see it in the theater, makes a big difference.
I'm definitely going to.
Excellent. All right, with that, let's take a break. Come back in a moment. Later on this morning, Bryan Callen stopping in, checking in with us, and more. We'll be right back. Stay put.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Teachers rock, and MMR feels they deserve special recognition. That's why Preston and Steve are looking for the coolest teacher at your high school. It's not a pop quiz, but we will need you to vote. Tune in at 6:15 when Preston and
Michael, good morning, it. Good morning, it. Good morning, it.
Good morning.
Good morning, it.
Just hanging out. Good morning, it. What you doing over there, buddy? What are you doing? Just good morning, it.
Good morning, it. Yeah, no, I have a home office.
You're going to have to hang on a second.
Look it.
Just hanging out. Good morning, it.
Good morning, it. Look it. It's good morning, it outside. Jesus. Oh, my God. Hey, Michael. Good morning, it.
The Cabbage Patch, though, was such a huge hit, and they smelled nice. They smelled like
smelled
baby
a bit like
powder.
babies.
And so
That was like fight over them at the store during Christmas
Right.
time.
Oh,
There were
'Cause
bulls.
They would release new ones.
Kathy, that Schwarzenegger movie,
Jingle All the Way.
that is predicated on those famous toy store brawls
Right.
over Cabbage Patch dolls.
But the cool thing about Cabbage Patch, they all had Xavier or whatever the guy's last name's
On the butt.
They all had a tattoo. They were all branded.
the Cabbage Patch dolls were part of the Nexium cult.
But so I have a very vivid memory of I got my first Cabbage Patch doll. I couldn't wait. I was 10 years old. I got him for my 10th birthday. You get the birth certificate. and I was able to rename them, right? So you send that thing and you get the birth certificate back. And so mine was named Casey Jr. I was so excited to get this thing, right? And
the Cabbage Patch
the
doll,
Cabbage
really?
Patch doll. I was so because it was the thing. I was 10 years old too.
Right.
It was the thing. It was the thing that everybody had and whatever. My neighbor across the street, and I'm going to say your name. Your name's Wayne, and you're a piece of trash because he called me the slang word for a gay person.
Because you had a doll?
Because I had a doll. He was an adult, Kathy. This dude is probably like 30 years old. Called me, and I was so happy about having this thing for my birthday.
That's terrible.
And he called me
terrible.
that. Terrible.
What a jerk. How old were you? And
I
how
was
old were you?
10 years old.
10 years old.
And it was my birthday.
What a dick.
What a
I know. But like, oh my God.
Where's that dick now?
Yeah.
I have no idea. Wayne.
All right.
Terrible person.
How many times you asked that question in your life, Kathy?
God, where's that dick now?
When I need it.
There are so many dicks that I'm wondering where they are.
Yes. All right, back to toys.
Oh, right.
Toys.
Okay. So,
Casey's in therapy now.
American Girl dolls.
I'm out of it now. I'm out of it.
And then there was we already did another pre-screening. Like Marissa hosted that, right?
She hosted it last night at the AMC Fashion District.
It was last night, and then Casey hosted a screening last week
At the same exact place.
for the movie Free Guy.
Yeah.
So
And while we were on vacation, we got a text from Casey out of nowhere
Yeah. What did I
explaining that things didn't go quite the way he wanted them to
So
go.
if it's possible to suffer a concussion without actually hitting your head, that's what I think you experienced, Casey.
Yeah. And so I don't want to. I'm hoping.
I'll find the text here.
Okay.
I'll read it.
I'm hoping that I didn't lead you guys down in the wrong direction of where you think this story is going to go.
No, we don't know anything. We know that, but it was so heartfelt, the text you sent out, that we knew it had to, because there have been similar situations in all our lives. But this one seemed like, wow, this really had to be a little bit more.
Yes. So I have the text here.
Okay,
It
go
says,
ahead.
"Oh my God, I'm at the screening for Free Guy." And by the way, I sent you this text. I'm still there. I have not hosted the screening yet. Okay, I'm still there. I have already embarrassed myself, and I needed to go somewhere and be by myself, decompress for a second, and then I had to admit to somebody what an ass I am, okay? And just to sort of make myself feel a little bit better. And guess what? It didn't help. I still felt terrible. And I said, so they asked me to hype up the crowd and then introduce one of the stars of the movie. So this guy named Joe Keery, who plays Steve from Stranger Things, is in the movie Free Guy.
Yeah.
He was there to introduce the film, and I was there essentially to introduce him.
Right.
So I had come back I was on vacation in Wildwood. I had come back just to do this. I thought it was a really cool experience.
Real quick, had you met him at this point, or is he still?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
By the way, he seems like he's awesome. I love that character, Steve from Stranger Things. He seems like I've seen him interviewed before. He seems like a cool guy.
He was a great guy.
Okay.
And I will say that, categorically, he was a great guy, and the movie is hilarious. It's a great movie. And the movie had been on the shelf for a year.
Yes.
They wanted a theatrical release, and so they were like, we're just going to wait.
Only theater.
And only theater. So, and then I wrote, I just had a classic embarrassing moment. It's a classic shut the F up, Casey, and walk away kind of a moment. I'm pretty embarrassed, but it's also a really funny story. So,
And you said you weren't sure if it was going to translate on the air.
I'm not sure if it's going to translate on air.
Okay.
So,
well, let's hear it.
Well, deliver it in the original Farsi.
Right.
all right, so here's the deal. This movie was at the Fashion District, the old Galleria, the AMC there. I had never been there. By the way, what they've done to the place, the whole Galleria, the Fashion District, is awesome. It's really, really nice. So I get there. Joe had gotten there earlier than planned.
From the movie company.
But I had also gotten there an hour early, so I decided to walk around a little bit.
Right.
Side story, but it also is part of the story. I went to a place called Wetzel's Pretzels. Have you guys ever heard of Wetzel's Pretzels?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, I love Philadelphia Pretzel Factory, and I love Annie Ann's.
Yeah.
Wetzel's Pretzels is like the best pretzel I have ever had in my entire life. And I was so happy with myself for going, you know what? I've never had a Wetzel's pretzel. Let me stop by and try one, right? Hey, me. And this thing was amazing.
And you were really proud of yourself.
And I was really proud of and I couldn't believe how it was big.
Oh, is this hand shocked?
Yes. It was amazing. And I'm sitting there, I'm eating this thing, and I'm going, I think I need to open a franchise. I'm like, this is like I have just discovered gold for the first time. That was like amazing. So I get done eating the pretzel, and Hannah from Allied Advertising she's my handler, and she says, "Hey, Joe's here. I can bring you back to meet him." I'm like, okay. I decide to use Wetzel's Pretzels as an icebreaker. Okay.
Well, you were completely enamored of Wetzel's Pretzels. It would be ridiculous not to.
Okay. I've been sober almost 10 years.
Yeah.
Okay. I go into this place like I had just done 7 rails of Coke. Okay.
You're hyped up.
I'm hyped up. Okay. And let me also preface this by saying I'm fairly aware of who I am as a person and what I am as a person. And sometimes I have, how do you say, no chill.
You have moments.
Yes. No,
I have these moments. But listen,
that's a valid criticism of yourself.
Right.
But as we've told you throughout the years, to put a tap on that would be throwing out the baby with the bathwater, because that same energy delivers so much greatness to what we do
on the radio.
On the radio.
Okay. In person.
Sometimes
the radio.
you
With a
have to
stranger.
know.
Yes.
Might be different.
So
yes.
like
someone who's never met you.
Right.
Who's in a new town promoting a movie.
And there are 3 people in this room that have never met me. And so, as the great Ted Lasso once said, know thyself, rest in peace, Socrates. I did not realize as I was going off the rails what was going on here. So I'm brought into this room. I go off on Wetzel's Pretzels. As it turns out, all 3 people in the room have heard of Wetzel's Pretzels before.
Oh, good.
And yes. So it
was relatable.
It was relatable, and we had this in common.
You picked the perfect icebreaker.
All right. So I meet Joe. Joe's a great guy. And then I meet 2 of his handlers. One of them, the female, was from Disney, right?
Yeah.
So she was his handler from the movie company. Hannah, who had brought me in and introduced me, has now left this room. We're in like this office, and I just go off the rails. That's all. Like, I was just being nice. I was being a nice guy, and I just didn't shut up for like 5 minutes straight. And
that's sometimes your Caseyism. Like, you don't know when to end it.
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Well, so I had 2 or 3 different times talked myself into a corner.
Well, let me jump in here also. Throughout the years, and it used to be the thing where I had asked, if you realized this story was not going anywhere, and then an asteroid hit the Earth.
Yes.
I asked you to say, and then an asteroid hit the Earth, and we all died.
Right. So there were a couple of, and listen, this is Steve from Stranger Things, and and prior to this, I thought maybe I was going to have to do a Q&A with him, so I did a little bit of research about him, and so I knew a little bit more about this gentleman. And as it turns out, I wasn't doing a Q&A; I was just introducing him, and that's fine. Yeah. So. Hannah's not there. I know, like, I have to leave. I have to get out of here. Like, I am, I'm
in a pretzel loop.
I have overstayed my welcome. I have moved on from pretzels. I don't even know what I don't know what the bridge from pretzels to Van Wilder was. But now I'm at Van Wilder, and because Ryan Reynolds is in Van Wilder.
Sure.
All right.
Sure.
So, and I'm relaying the story. I had a really great interaction and encounter with Ryan Reynolds at the Van Wilder screening and press junket in Panama City, and I'm relaying this story, and then I just hear a knock at the door. And I'm like, okay, let me answer the door. It's Hannah from Allied Advertising. So I open the door, and she goes, hey, there's some people out here who want to have their picture taken with you. And I go, oh, okay, And I start walking out the door. I get halfway out the door, and I go...
You weren't talking to me, were you?
Wait, no.
No. No, what?
She was talking to me.
Okay, all right.
All right. But I kind of made a joke like, Joe, no, they want some pictures. She goes, no, they want pictures with you, with me. I'm like, oh, okay. And I walk halfway out the door, and it dawns on me that there's nobody out there to take pictures with me.
Oh my God.
The girl from Disney essentially texted Hannah like, dude, get this guy the F out of here.
Oh no. Oh no.
Right? And it dawns on me, and I step out the door.
Oh God.
And then I turn back. I go, wait a second.
Oh God.
I go, did you send her a text message to tell her to come and get me?
Oh no. Oh no.
She did. She
I
flat
know,
out did. I go, you did. I go, it's fine. I go, I get it. I go, I'm so sorry, man. Listen, sometimes I have no chill or whatever. But I go, I know you totally did that, right? And then I shut the door and I walk away with Hannah and I go, did she send the text message? She goes, yeah, she did. I was like, oh my God. And listen, I don't care that I called her out on it. I don't.
No.
That's
If you're going to do it, you got to own it.
Yeah. I'm like, and you did. I don't know what the text to Hannah said. I don't know if it was like, hey,
Get this guy
can you
outta
get this
here.
guy? I don't know if she was nice
Please
about
get him
it.
to talk about pretzels again.
Oh my God! But
I mean, we're closer with Hannah than them. You should really ask what I want to know what the text said.
I would, you know what? I will ask her, but she confirmed that no, there was nobody out there to take pictures with me. So now I'm standing outside of this room, and there's a step and repeat background. Nobody's there to take their picture with me, and now I'm like, oh my gosh, like.
Now you're thinking.
I was a child at this point, I was so embarrassed, and I was like so inside my own head, and I was like, this is terrible. I am so embarrassed. I almost felt like crying, and then because I was depressed, I was like I legit got depressed at who I am as a person.
Thanks, Kath. We missed you, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
Are we feeling better?
Getting there.
All right. Couple days off.
Yeah.
All right. Well, welcome back, and we welcome all those back. I saw a couple stories which I kind of tied in together about pets, Americans and pets.
Is it how much is that Preston in the window?
No, it is not how much.
No? Are you
What
sure?
Is it the dog walker?
Are you
Is
saying
it dog
another-
walker Texas Ranger? I got.
like that. I like that.
I'll just tell you. I'll bring a dog and tell you have AIDS.
That's all you got to do.
Walker told me I have AIDS. so-
Much is that Preston in the window?
American pet owners are giving their pets more human names this year. A new study looked into the naming trends among both dog and cat owners across the nation.
We just had this conversation. I forget who we were talking with, a celebrity.
I think you were talking to Joe Dombrowski. Is that who you were talking about?
It was the female comedian
That's
who
it.
brought her dog
Christina
in.
Hutchinson.
Yes, Christina Hutchinson, and she talked about giving her pet a human name. That's something
name was Kevin.
Kevin, yeah,
Kevin
from
McAllister.
Kevin McAllister from Home Alone. Love that idea.
Yeah.
The new 2023 Pet Name Study, commissioned by Trusted House Sitters in honor of National Pet Month, looked at more than 50,000 pet names registered on their platform, and researchers sorted them by species, dog or cat, popularity, and region. And among the dog owners, the top name is Charlie.
Charlie.
Oh
for
my
dogs.
God! So okay, we almost got a dog, but we didn't.
What?
Yeah, it got adopted out. It was like
Is that the one you texted me?
Yes, Nick.
Okay.
It was the one I texted you. Yeah, we went back a couple times, and he did end up getting. But when we left, Jace was like, if we get him, we should name him Charlie.
Oh, well,
It's a good dog name. I've always liked that name for dog.
Was it a Bernese
Prairie
Mountain
dog.
It was not Case. He was like the
Okay.
most adorable mix of like a golden retriever, a lab, and something else.
Yeah, I like human names, and I think I also have a problem. I think it's a me issue where I don't want anybody else to name our dog.
It's your prerogative to name the dog. Yeah, yeah.
Well, no, but like even in my family, I tried to with Reggie. I tried to have like a name it by committee type of deal, and the name that we ended up with, I was like, no, that's not his name.
Well, no, just don't invite anyone to name the dog, and you can avoid
I'm
that.
not going to do that
It's
anymore.
you are the lord of that dog's name.
Next time I bring it home, here is your dog, and this is your dog's
You
name.
call me.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
I'll come over.
You see that as head of household, that's a perk that you get?
Yeah, I think so.
Whoever buys the food names the dog.
Well, because Reggie was initially, and I don't want to say his name. He was kind of named by my daughter's classmates, and because we brought him home, and then she sent pictures, and what should we name him? And then they were like, oh, how about this?
You got to cut that crap off at the knees.
I do.
You always make up the name.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
One of my cats has a human name though, Chloe.
Yeah, absolutely fine. But the first cat I ever had in the house that we ever had as a little kid, my older brother brought him Gene. It was Hubert.
Oh, Hubert.
And now I have a new Hubert. So
And who, wasn't there a Linda too?
Linda was, yes. I had a crush on a girl in school named Linda. It was in elementary school. And then we had this white cat. And Linda And I was wonderful to be able to say, Linda crapped in my shoe, or Linda took a piss in the dog's water bowl.
Kathy, going back to the name Chloe, even though that's a human name, it's a less common human name. So you know what I mean? As opposed to Dave.
Yeah.
Right.
Bob.
Yeah.
A more common conversation, a name that'll pop up like naming your dog Bob is going to be an interesting thing.
Yeah.
Right? So I agree.
Fozzie was supposed to be named Dave, and then I pulled the plug on that last minute just because everybody
Considering you have like Daves in your family.
Oh, yeah. My dad, my brother, my nephew, my brother-in-law, they're all named Dave, and I thought it would be funny to name him Dave. And then last minute, I was like, nah, I'll just call him Fozzie.
Look at Indiana Jones, right? Right? Was his nickname on the dog, his dog, right?
That was the dog's name, and it became
his nickname.
His nickname, yeah. So Charlie beat out. Second place was Cooper.
I like Cooper, too.
I think that's a cool name. Followed by Max.
By the way, all these names that are traditionally more masculine names, I like as women's names as well. Yeah.
So that was followed by Max, Lucy, and Bella.
Bella.
Yes.
Is that still a carryover from the Twilight series?
I don't know. Maybe it is.
Huh.
Meanwhile,
what are your Rook and
Haley?
Haley, yeah.
Yeah, we let the kids name them. So.
Okay,
That's a human name.
I like those names.
Yeah, Haley's a human name. Rook was, but listen, no matter what name you give your pet, even at first, like I thought Rook was a bit of an odd name, and now he's just Rook. That's who he is.
Will you always call the dog by the name that's on its driver's license?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
feel out of respect.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. No, we have 1,000 names for each one of the pets. Because Rook is like, we call him Fuzzball, Buddy. What else do we call him? Bubba.
I love it.
We just have all kinds of names.
The more the merrier. So Hubert is, and I don't know why, but now he's Umberto.
Umberto. All right. I like
don't
that.
know why.
So Charlie topped Leo as a cat's name. So Charlie is also the most popular.
Where is he?
Where's the dog?
Is this Charlie?
For not only for dogs but for cats, Charlie topped Leo.
Who is Charlie?
The
Where
best
is this Charlie?
From the Kennel Society.
for feline pet owners.
Yeah.
Then you have Max, Sophie, and Stella.
Stella
rounded out the top 5 for cats.
Stella.
So chances are, if somebody's got a pet, there's a good shot at its name being Charlie. And they've broken them down by state.
Oh, all right.
Their favorite dogs. All right, so I didn't go through the entire because it was one of those maps that has the name written on each state as opposed to a list.
Make a friggin' list.
So
if you make
a list,
make a friggin' list. It's hard for Preston to read it. Duh.
What would Charlie's? Well, and Charlie.
Yeah.
Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
Who is Charlie?
What's
Where is he?
Queefstain.
Is this Charlie?
Queefstain?
That's my cat's name.
Yeah.
And my dog's name is Flaming Thunder Turd.
Too many syllables.
Well,
Queefstain.
In your world, I'm hopped up on coke all the time.
Come here. In Pennsylvania, the top name for dogs is Charlie. And for New Jersey, top dog name is Molly.
I like Molly too.
I like that.
It's a drug name.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
How is Molly spelled as a drug? Is it
Same way.
Same way.
But
Well, there you go.
Why?
that was going to be my name if I was a girl, Molly.
Molly?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's my niece's name.
Is Molly short for anything?
Mullins.
Well, so a bunch of
Millicent?
different things. My daughter's friend's name is Molly, but her real name is Mary.
My real name is Molly Stephen Michael Morris.
Yeah, so it's really a nickname. It's not short for anything. It's not like
I had
molescence.
a great grandmother was Molly, and it was just Molly.
Just Molly.
That was her name.
Okay.
My great grandmother did Molly.
For Delaware, the most popular dog name is Gracie.
That's right. It's Burns and Allen.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And then top cat names, Pennsylvania, Bailey.
Bailey.
New Jersey is Max.
Yeah.
And for Delaware, Otis. I like
Otisburg.
I like the name Otis.
Yeah, okay. These
For a
names
pet.
work for me.
Milo and Otis.
What's that?
Milo and Otis.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Was Otis the cat or the dog?
I don't remember.
Okay. I had a friend who had a pug named Otis. So that's what I think of when I hear the word or the name Otis.
My brother always called that movie The Adventures of My Little Scrotum.
Yeah, because it kind of sounds like that. Let me ask you, do you like the older traditional Rover,
Not really.
classic dog names?
No.
I think they sound They don't sound nostalgic to me. They sound like you didn't try.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me get a couple of calls here. I'm going to go to Mike. Hey, Mike, good morning.
You guys rock.
Hi, Mike.
Mike, what's up, bud?
Well, like Steve, I have a few cats. And a couple of them I have named after guitar players. So we have Lita named after Lita Ford. And we have Rhodey named after Randy Rhoads.
Nice.
And then I also have Chucky, who is a mutant. He has a very stubby tail. And initially, we named him, I named him Stubby, and the rest of the house really didn't like it, so I changed it to Chucky. And the reason I changed it to Chucky was because I was watching Sons of Anarchy, and there's a character on there named Chucky, and he gets his fingers cut off. So he's Stubby. The cat's Stubby. I named him Chucky.
But you didn't go with the guitarist. I thought so. For Chucky, I would assume maybe perhaps Chuck Berry, and perhaps your cat likes to fart in hookers' faces.
No, not quite, but we have enough cats and enough names. And
all right.
I think there might be a couple other guitar players in there. I'm not sure.
You know what, though, Mike, I do like the idea of, and it's something that people sometimes skip the notion of going thematically with pet names. I like that.
I wanted to do all guitar players, but you know,
well, there's a couple.
I had to compromise.
There's a couple of guitar players that have stubby fingers, like Tony Iommi from Black Sabbath.
Oh, that would have been cool to call Stubby. Damn it! I wish I would have thought of that.
And didn't Jerry Garcia have a?
He's missing a finger.
Missing finger. Jerry would have been a good one.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Have
All
a
right,
good
take it easy.
Mike.
Take
Love
care.
you.
Hang on a second here. We have Brooke. Hi, Brooke. Good morning. What's up, Brooke?
Oh my God. Okay, so I have two pets. One is Buster, normal dog name, and then I have my distinguished hamster named Eugene.
I love it. Eugene is a great name for a hamster.
Why Eugene, Brooke?
When I met him, I just looked at him and I said, "Wow, that is definitely Eugene right there." So
All right. Sometimes it just happens. It just the name just falls right in your lap. You're correct. All right, I like that.
It's absolutely sort of a, as obviously you're naming, when you name a kid, you're giving a name that they're going to have to employ on throughout their lives and so on and so forth. But there is sort of a fun, it's sort of an identity for you as the pet owner, where your sensibilities are at.
Yeah, I like this. Let me go to Kim. Hi, Kim. Good morning.
Good morning,
and good morning to see you. What's up, Kim?
I have three dogs. We have Artemis, which we also call Artie. We have Mo, and we have Pippa.
Pippa! Oh, that's wonderful.
Artie, Mo, and Pippa.
I like Artemis.
Yeah, Artemis is a good name.
Yeah.
But you never call him, you don't call him Artemis, you call him Artie.
We call him Artie. We call him Artemis when he's misbehaving.
Yes, of course. Absolutely. Thank you, Kim. By the way, I think dogs should have a middle name, too.
Yeah.
For when you get angry with them, you can say all three names.
The full name, so they know you're serious.
I think
they really were perceptive.
Yeah, we should get back to doing that, doing full names for dogs.
Do you know who else was named Artemis? Artemis Gordon was James West's partner on the Wild Wild West. And I always liked that name, Artemis.
Let me go to Chris. Hi, Chris. Morning.
Gadzooks.
Gadzooks, my man. What's up?
So I want to talk about my two cats. Me and my girlfriend have two cats. They are named Gigi and Lily from Kiki's Delivery Service.
What are the names again?
Gigi and Lily.
All right.
Lily,
and
legs, Lily.
And they're from what delivery service? I'm not familiar.
The Studio Ghibli movie, Kiki's Delivery Service, the anime movie.
Oh, no.
I
So I thought you were talking about another thing. No, I don't know. So, yeah. Oh, well, that's cool. At least that's a theme. I like that. And then you keep adding in on that. I mean, to me, it's an opportunity where you can get nuts with names and have some fun.
Yeah.
All right, well done.
Well, it says here, wait, I want to hear about this. It says you call your cat Queef as a nickname. You can't leave that out, dude.
When you said queef stains, I'm like, holy crap, I got a call.
Well, that's the money shot.
Yeah.
The queef over the anime every time.
All right. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. All right. So for dog and cat owners, picking a name can sometimes be the hardest part of being a new parent, it says here. But some people are turning to the kitchen for inspiration. 13% of cat owners name their pet after a food or drink. And the most popular food-inspired names include pepper, ginger, honey, cookie, and peanut.
I can see that. We had a cat named Peanut.
All right.
Yeah, that's right. You did.
I like Cookie. That's a good name. Just like Cookie Googleman.
Cookie Googleman.
Which is from Best in Show.
Yep.
And dog owners, let's see here, love naming their pup Aspen. And cities and towns like Paris and Brooklyn. Meanwhile, cat owners prefer Salem if they're looking for a map.
Salem the cat, yeah.
Yes.
From Sabrina.
Mm-hmm. The top fictional characters that cat owners name their pets after are Tigger, Simba, Zelda. That's a great idea. Chester and Thor.
Our one cat was named Bagheera from Jungle Book.
All right. And dog owners prefer Winnie, Zeus, Gizmo, Thor, and Mickey.
The fun thing to do is if you have like teacup poodles and you name them Thor and Drummer.
Oh,
And, yep.
My brother.
Let it, try to figure it out as it goes instead of just picking something. And so I'm eating chicken wings on my couch one night watching television, and this little tiny cat jumped up and ran away with one of my chicken wings. I'm like, you little chicken wing. So, and then, lo and behold, the cat's name is Chicken Wing.
The cat's name is Chicken Wing.
That's as pure and as good a reason as any, and that's perfect.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we
Tell me what wingy.
we had a cat.
Thanks, Jack.
That came in as a foster cat, and so the cat had kittens, and the kittens all got adopted out, and so we were going to get this cat adopted out, but she doesn't present well. People come over and she's too shy, and you can't make a case for somebody adopting this cat. So we kept her, and she's just Mom Cat. That's what we call her all the time. Her name is Mom Cat. Yeah, and it sticks. After a while, you get used to calling. You didn't name one of your cats.
Oh, yeah. Forever. The black cat.
The black cat.
The gray cat.
Yeah. I had a friend who had a cat named Brower.
Yeah.
Because that's the noise that he made. Brower. Let me go to Christopher. Hey, Christopher, good morning.
Morning, Gadzooks.
Gadzooks, my man. What's up, bud?
Hey, I had family friends growing up. They named their dog Fred C. Dobbs Jr. They never had a senior or a third when they always called him like Dobby or Junior, but never actually called him Fred.
Fred C. Dobbs Jr.
Isn't that a Bogart character? Isn't Fred C. Dobbs? Isn't that from one of Bogart's classic roles?
That I don't.
I'm going to do a quick check on that. Yeah, Fred C. Dobbs. But I like that name. It's a full, appropriate middle name and everything.
Especially with a junior thrown on there because there was no senior and for no particular reason. So Fred C.
Random, be different, and when dog was in trouble, it was Fred C. Dobbs Jr. Stop it.
I love it. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Nick just found something.
Yeah.
Humphrey Bogart played Fred C. Dobbs in what movie?
Maltese Falcon.
The Maltese Falcon.
No, he
Treasure of Sierra Madre.
Yeah.
Sierra Madre. There you go.
Been Sam Spade in Maltese Falcon,
It
right?
was the sequel to Maltese Falcon.
It's really good. It's Electric Boogaloo.
By the way, speaking of dogs, I saw this as well. A recent study revealed the worst city in the United States for not cleaning up dog poop.
Can I take a guess?
Yeah.
San Francisco?
No, you were right when you started.
Seattle.
That's fun to say.
Seattle is number one.
Well,
San Francisco is number two, appropriately.
We just had Mr. D, the comedian, in on Friday, and he was talking about watching people openly take dumps in Seattle.
Yes.
Yeah.
So apparently the dogs are in on that too.
I
So,
like it.
the dog
It works for me.
Yeah, San Francisco was second.
I left my heart and a pile about yay big in San Francisco. Well, I'd had tacos.
So San Francisco, then Pittsburgh and Denver.
Home of the poop knife.
That's right.
That's right,
you're
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
They know how to poop in public.
They search for complaints.
Pittsburgh people poop in public. That's what we love about them. A lot of rivers, a lot of poop.
A lot of people don't realize that Tony Bennett is an expert in feces.
Absolutely.
Yeah, being in
Love the human fecal matter.
man in San Francisco. So
One of the great attractions is San Francisco.
they search for complaints.
Homer Rice-A-Roni. and poop.
Cable cars.
Cable cars. Oh, sweaters in summer and poop.
Yeah. So they search for complaints.
Alcatraz.
People. Golden Gate.
The Golden Gate. They got it all. And poop.
Lots
of poop. Auto thefts.
They search for complaints of people letting their dogs off leashes.
It's near and dear to me about a city I love that's literally bathed in human crap. San Francisco. Thanks for remembering. You can put your pants down and crap yourselves if you want.
They search for complaints of people letting their dogs off leashes in public, barking dogs, and, of course, not picking up after their dogs. The report also revealed that Tucson, Arizona was the home of the most considerate dog owners.
We have some wonderful, so in my neighborhood, the dog owners are really terrific. Everyone, you see them picking up after the dogs, scooping up stuff. But sometimes you walk in an area, or like a park that's supposed to be for people to go, hang out in, and there's dog crap all over the place. It's like, come on. I mean, it's not San Francisco.
I showed you guys, I took a picture. It was last year or the year before of literally a complimentary dog bag dispenser.
Oh, yeah.
And it says, please pick up after your dogs. Yep. And at the base of the pole where that is holding this complimentary dog crap dispenser, which was full, mind you, was a huge steaming pile of fresh dog crap.
That's that's actively horrible.
They probably
disgusting,
brought the dog
lazy.
over and told him to poop right there on purpose.
For a picture.
But it's like, come on, man.
Don't do that.
By the way, the worst behaved dog owners in the country live in Pittsburgh.
Poop knife.
Yeah, that's right.
Toilet in the middle of the room.
People in Pittsburgh prefer poop knives?
Yeah. They look like a little Play-Doh fun factory.
And Seattle is third. Just behind.
Coffee and poop.
Second place is
Starbucks.
Newark, New Jersey. So they have the worst behaved dogs.
Have you ever seen someone openly take a dump on the street? One of the most I remember, and this is years ago. We went in to see the Christmas tree in New York, and New York was Manhattan, and parents taking the kids in, and this is in the winter. Yeah. There was a dude taking a dump, and I'm like, and as a kid I remember going, that's amazing. Wow, thanks for taking us here, Mommy.
Nah, I saw a guy spank it in front of me in San Francisco one time. That was interesting.
And that's just disgusting.
I know. Seriously.
Yeah.
We pulled up to an intersection. I was probably like 13 years old, and I turned my head, and there's a dude who's just a homeless guy, unzipped his pants, reached in, and just started yanking away.
Look at that.
Right in front of me.
Liquid Rice-A-Roni.
Yeah.
High on a hill.
Here's your San Francisco treat all over your windshield. Did you enjoy that?
There's your San Francisco.
I assume you'll be leaving now.
Oh. That's just horrible. Horrible. This other story, since I'm the dog walker or whatever it is today, just in time for the summer dining season, the U.S. government has given its blessing to restaurants that want to allow pet dogs in their outdoor spaces. But even though nearly half of states already allow canine dining outdoors, the issue is far from settled, with many diners and restaurants pushing back against the increased presence of dogs. Tracy Chu Parisi, a food blogger in New York, said, "I'd like to be able to enjoy my meal without having to worry about fleas, pet hair, barking, and entitled dogs and their owners."
So
she said, hang on a second, she said she was once startled by a dog that stuck its head in her lap while she was reading a menu.
And that shouldn't happen. But most of the time when I've been out and I've taken my dog, we used to go to the Ugly Moose when it existed in Manioc and a few other, alfresco dining situations. Chelsea was very well behaved, wouldn't do that. If your dog is prone to being rambunctious, you shouldn't take it to one of those situations. But for the most part, my experience is when people have brought their dogs out, it's been fine, like they know that they're suited for that.
Yeah, outdoor seating, I think, is different. I think it's very presumptuous that everybody is going to be okay with you bringing your dog into a restaurant.
Yeah, it's not every restaurant lets you do that.
No, but I mean, I personally don't mind. I love dogs so much, I don't care. But I do think there are people out there that are A, afraid of dogs.
Yes.
B, allergic to dogs. C, just don't
Or
like dogs.
what if cats are having dinner that night?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
they
think
don't
about
see
that.
What is this?
That's like, listen, and I love dogs. I definitely do. I have 2 dogs that I love to death, but I don't like when people bring their dogs to work.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a place for, and unless it's a service animal or if you're in a bind and there's absolutely nothing you can do. But I just don't think it's a good idea. It's pleasant to see the animals and everything, but we are here for a purpose, and there are things that need to get done, and sometimes that can get in the way.
I just don't assume everyone loves my pet the way that I do.
Right.
And but still, it's if you're going to do it, know if your animal has ever torn apart a small person or probably don't bring them to a restaurant.
Now, when I got Fozzie, I had like all these hopes and dreams of being able to bring him to soccer games and baseball games and stuff like that. And then I found out in pretty short order that he likes to bark at everybody all the time.
And same here. I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's great. We'll be able to take dogs, socialize, do something. Nope.
Your dogs crack me up, Preston. It's right out of a Funny Farm. The footage you have of them. You go out to the beach. Hey, guys. Wham!
They're gone.
Yeah. But I did so I was at my daughter's lacrosse game last year, and somebody brought their dog, and you just assume that if you're bringing your dog to a public event like this, that maybe the dog is friendly. So I kind of leaned in, I was like, "Hey, buddy," and this thing was like,
"He better stay back. He won't say the baby."
But the lady,
what are you bringing him here for?
But the lady kind of gave me crap, as if how dare you?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, don't bring a dog that doesn't like people to a
people event.
That you just assume. Oh, don't be mad at me,
slut.
Back to this story. Restaurants have been required to allow.
And how did that make you feel,
slut?
She was a slut. I assume.
A South American lumber. You work it out.
So restaurants have been required to allow service dogs for decades, but it wasn't until the mid-2000s that a handful of states, including Florida, Illinois, began passing laws allowing dogs into outdoor dining spaces. 23 states now have such laws or regulations, but the legal landscape is confusing. Michigan law doesn't allow dogs in outdoor spaces, for example, but lets restaurants apply for a variance from their county health department.
I think you don't, you don't be presumptuous. Find out if it's okay, and again, make sure your pet, as you said, is not a lethal instrument of death.
Right.
And before you take it out to the cafe.
One last quick story here. So if you are going to travel, you have to weigh whether you want to put a pet in a plane's cargo section all alone. There are endless rules about pet sizes, breeds, and carriers to consider. But now a new era is dawning for passengers flying with pets. Private airline company K9 Jets has started offering pet-friendly flights between New York and Paris, Lisbon, and London. Their mission is to provide an on-demand, pay-per-seat private jet for you and your furry friend.
This is actually kind of brilliant. There have been occasions where airlines there have been issues where they were sued because a pet didn't survive. Whether in the compartment where the pets are kept or whatever. So, listen, Pierre once sent Lucy up to, Cape Cod?
Several times in a limo.
In a limo.
Yeah. So you have two choices. You can buy a separate seat for your pet, or your pet can sit on the floor with no additional charge. Although the company offers fixed prices for its seats and passengers are only expected to pay for the seats they buy, private jet comes with some expenses. So a seat on a K9 jet flight is only going to cost you about $9,000.
Man.
But that includes snacks and refreshments.
For the dog or you?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah. $9,000.
That's it, huh?
That's
Okay.
it.
Listen, for a well-to-do pet parent who's just dotes on their animal, that's going to be an absolute necessity.
Yeah.
And they're going to love that.
You can spend $9,000 to fly.
Or take a family to Hawaii.
Yeah, or you could do that. All right. All right. So I thought it was a couple of interesting little pet stories passed along this morning. All right.
Are you Dog Walker Texas Ranger?
Yeah, there you go. I like Dog Walker Texas Ranger. I think it's the best name for it. I would like to remind you that we chose a new school for the coolest teacher of the year. It's Bristol High School, obviously in Bristol, PA. So we want 9 through 12 because it's a 7 through 12 school. To text word teacher to 39333 so you can vote. We named this morning from Roman Catholic, our school that we chose on Friday, Mr. James Flannery as the coolest teacher of the year. Social studies and English teacher at Roman Catholic is going to get the coffee mug, and he's going to get a $50 Five Below gift card.
Excellent.
Which is what the teacher from Bristol High School will as well. So vote. You've got until tomorrow morning around 6 a.m. To get that vote in. We are going to take a break, but I would like to give away some passes to see About My Father. It's a movie starring Sebastian Maniscalco and Robert De Niro.
Who is Charlie? Where is he?
It's
is
funny.
It Charlie?
All right, so the screening is today, by the way, 7 o'clock at the PFS East in Philly. So you need to get there by 6:30 to get a seat. If you are free to go tonight, we'll take callers 5, 6, and 7 at 215-263 WMMR, and we will put you on our list. We'll be back in just a moment. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Celebrity before. Stop being such an a-hole.
You were just excited over pretzels.
I was excited over
That was the problem. You were excited over great pretzels, and I
still want to open a franchise, and it's not that expensive to open a franchise. My wife said, no, I'm not allowed to open a Wetzel's Pretzels franchise. And I was trying to think of, where could I open a Wetzel's Pretzels franchise? Where could I?
I thought this would have been you going, I need to go back and apologize right now, and then go back in there, and then they're with this guy again. Okay, we can't get rid of him here.
What was the converse? What was the... There was no conversation, right? Was it just you talking and not ending?
Right.
All right. So, no, I try to get people involved in said conversation. So the questions were asked, I think, I'm pretty sure.
Do you recall a real exchange, like a conversation, or did you ask them to write down their questions and submit them to you?
I don't know.
So was there any point at which...
I don't know.
I'll tell you what, there were questions asked, and you didn't breathe to let them answer.
I had another moment over the weekend, too, where...
Well, wait. Before you go to that, to this point, did you encounter them again? Did you get a chance to apologize to him, our buddy from Stranger?
I talked to the guy.
Yeah.
All right, so I never talked to the girl again from Disney. I talked to the guy. So I had gone into the theater after I had walked away and hung my head in shame for 10 to 15 minutes and texted you guys to try and make myself feel a little bit better. I was then asked to go into the theater to let people, because they collect your phones a lot of times before. So they had just gotten approval to let everybody have their phones back, and then I announced a surprise to hey, by the way, we have one of the stars here, so if you want to take a picture while he's in the theater, you can go get your cameras now. So I did that, and then I brought Joe on to the stage, and while Joe was addressing the crowd, I talked to the gentleman. I go, yo, man, I'm so sorry. I go, listen, sometimes I have no chill. And he was so cool. He goes, dude, he's like, you were fine. He's like, he's like, I want to hear the rest of the story. I'm like, this guy, you're
Was
lying.
he texting while he said that?
No. I'm like, you're lying, but thank you so much. I appreciate it. And then
how sometimes we have these events and there's the person who's in charge of making sure that the other person's okay.
Yeah.
I wonder if the publicist did that on Joe's behalf and he didn't care at all.
There's a good chance that was the case.
And
Like I said, I
she's
wasn't
just trying to put up a barrier and get out in front of a situation, because I've been at these things before, and I've been at them with you, and you're just friendly and you're you're totally fine. But every now and then, somebody gets weirded out.
You're speaking the truth. 9 times out of 10, it is not the celebrity who has put these restrictions on. It is the handler.
Or it could be like that scene in The Running Man where Richard Dawson, the guy who mops over his feet, and he goes, hey, you're doing a great job. And he walks in the other room. If that a-hole is working here, later on today, you're going to be mopping the floor. But is there a chance maybe we could see about getting Joe on to talk to him and just say,
hey, are we okay? I'm really sorry.
I'd love to talk to him. I'd love to interview him anyway.
I would too. I really would love to have an opportunity to press.
Well, go to the Disney rep. She was impressed.
Yeah, I know. No, here's the deal. If we were to get Joe on, he's not gonna be like, yeah, dude. He's going to be very diplomatic in that. But
Casey, I've had more moments in my life like that where I've walked out of a room and just felt horrible about myself for whatever way I reacted or have just presented myself, and it's a common thing, you know. I mean,
I told you guys about this.
It lives in you.
Yeah,
it does.
I told you guys about this, and I'll just call it an argument that I had in a Wawa parking lot too long ago. And I felt worse about this encounter than I did about that encounter. Like,
Right.
I really did. I felt worse about myself.
And that one almost came to blows.
No, it did.
Yeah.
It did. And I won't go into details, but I will let everybody know that I was in the wrong to begin with. But I had a very similar experience on Saturday night at the Fish concert. I was talking to a gentleman named Dave, who he was telling me about these guys that were standing behind me, and one of the guys just so happens to be a guitarist of a band that I actually just started listening to, and I was like, what? Pretzels! I'm like, oh my God, Corey Wong! Pretzels! I like pretzels! Do you like pretzels? You ever had a Wetzel's pretzel? No. So a guy's name's Corey Wong, and he's the guitarist for a band, Wolfpack, and I
love Wolfpack.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So do I. And I started going a little bit off the rails, and then Dave, who introduced us, he sort of had to qualify, hey, this guy is the producer for the number one morning show in Philadelphia. And that's what he says. And I'm like, oh, man.
I did it again.
I'm doing it again. I'm like, he's totally he's saying to this guy, this dude's not just although I am.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, all right, let's reel it back a little bit. But this one time when you did the thing, no. So I tried to reel it back.
Pretzel bread. I like bread. So listen,
I didn't feel as
you
bad about
probably
that
felt
encounter.
it was worse than it was because now you were hyper aware of it.
Yeah.
I'm sure it wasn't that bad.
It's challenging though too, because when you're with friends, when you're with loved ones, everybody smiles and nods, and it's cool. When you're with strangers or somebody you've never met before, it changes the dynamic. And you have no idea what was going through Joe Keery's head. I'm sure he's fine and probably hasn't thought about it since then.
Right. Well, and
Or
I've
that's
also,
the subject of his new movie.
Now, I've also been on the receiving end of a few of these experiences, right? People listen to the show and they're huge fans. Or, somebody will introduce me to somebody who clearly doesn't listen to the show, and that's fine, too. And now these people have to act like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, you don't have to.
Okay.
Right.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to listen. I know you don't, and it's fun. But because of that, because of my experience that I had with Joe Keery, and to anybody, if you want to come up and say hi to me at a restaurant or a Wawa or where, please do it.
Absolutely.
Because the deal is, I don't have a job if it's not for you that's listening right now. It's just, it's as simple as that. All these great luxuries that I'm able to provide for my family are a direct result of you in your car or your home or your office or whatever listening to me right now. And so, same thing for you, Joe Keery. No. Pretzels! Pretzels!
Wouldn't it be great if you guys open up a pretzel franchise, you and Joe Keery? You know?
I just want to own it by myself.
Local broadcasters open up a Wetzel's Pretzels with one of the stars of Stranger Things.
This is my thing. This is not Joe Keery's thing. This is my thing. And
I was trying to find a bridge.
No, there is no bridge. And you know what? And so at the very end of the night, an asteroid hit and we all died.
Right.
There you go.
So the worst part of this whole story, guys, is once I got done introducing the film and I walked out of the movie theater, I went to go to Wetzel's Pretzels because I wanted to buy some more to bring home to my family.
They were closed.
It was closed! I was like, what did you do with all those extra pretzels that were in the display case?
When was the last time you remember an all-night pretzel place?
It wasn't that late. It wasn't even 8 o'clock.
Was it as quickly when they introduced you to Joe? Was it as quickly? Hey man, how you doing? Hey, have you ever had Wetzel's Pretzels before? Was it that quick?
It was pretty close.
Yeah,
it was pretty damn close.
I've seen you do that before.
Yeah.
I've seen you do that type of thing where it's like, and I know what you're doing. You're just looking to have a normal conversation.
It's an icebreaker.
You're gonna charm them.
All right. Well, anyhow, we have to take a break, I think, right?
No, we do. As a matter of fact,
because otherwise I would go to these calls, but we have to.
No, we got to take a break.
The regional manager of Wetzel's Pretzels is on.
Santa's got to go.
He's
Pretzel's got to go.
The Northeast region and wants to talk to you about franchise opportunities.
Listen, the closest one here is at the Fashion District. I already checked, and they're in North Jersey, but that's the only one that is around here.
All right.
So
I can't believe the winner in all of this is Wetzel's Pretzels.
Right, big time.
You know?
You kidding me? And you got to swing this bigger for me.
All right. Yes, slower too. A slower cadence. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Yeah. Oh! You got 2! Yeah! And he's getting prepared again. He's like a panther waiting to pounce. He jumps in. 2, 3, 3. Ah! 3! And he's doing the Irish jig. All right. Casey's spying his time. He's in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Wow.
Go. That's how people die in this sport. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
With the herky.
And here we go. This is where it all comes together. All those years of yoga. 2, 3. Yes! Yes! I'd give that 4. I'd give that 4.
Yeah. Squirrels have been laying down flat on their stomachs with their legs stretched out behind them and in front of them. Apparently, this slows them to a complete stop in the soaring temperatures. And though these small mammals might look like they're in stealth mode, it turns out they're trying to cool off. And Steve, it's called splooting.
Splooting.
Yes, squirrels have been splooting all over Texas.
Oh yeah.
And an expert said it's.
It's gonna be my regular Saturday night thing, baby.
He's gonna sploot.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna sploot.
I'm gonna sploot.
Ladies and gentlemen, John Dornbach is joining us. Good day, John.
Rockstar, thanks for having me.
No problem, man. Anytime, bud. So, dude, it's how long since you've been and performed Magic live? Has there been a pause on that, or we know you haven't been in the area performing in a little while?
Yeah, it's been about a year and a half, right? So we're just getting up and going and excited to do so.
I have to ask you because I mentioned this to Casey. I watched the series Hacks with Gene Smart, which I thought was very funny. You appear in that, correct? That's you as the magician in one scene, correct?
Yeah, it was one of those things where HBO called and they're like, "Hey, HBO Max," and the director's like, "Hey, we need a magician. Gene Smart's this comedian, and will you play yourself?" And I was like, "Wait a minute. So what you're telling me is you want me to be on an HBO Max HBO show as myself?" Yeah, I think I can make that happen.
Right. No, it was a cool scene because there was a big party and she's at this palatial estate, and Caitlin Olsen was there as well. And but that was, you had to be shooting that during COVID restrictions and stuff like that, right? Was there a whole bunch of, I mean, the party seemed packed, but I'm sure they took extra precautions.
Oh yeah, I mean, look, it's the insurance companies, right? So a ton of precaution. It's funny because it's like 6 seconds, right? It was like 5 days, you know what I mean? But it's like you get 6 seconds. What was really, really cool is when I used to play for the Bills, Chris McDonald, who's an actor in a ton of stuff. I love his stuff. He was Shooter McGavin. And
he's great.
He's from upstate New York, so he would go to a lot of games. So him and I would hang out like way back in the day. And so when I sat next to him, I was like, "Hey, Chris." He's like, "Hey, what's going on?" I'm Chris. I'm like, "Dude, Dornbach, long snapper, Bills." He's like, "Oh my God!" It's kind of we got to hang out for a few days, and he's such a nice guy.
He seems like a great dude.
Well, your beard is more pronounced right now, so maybe that was part of it too.
Well, it's called children. The grays are coming in.
How many kids do you have now?
Yeah, one. I should have said child.
Oh, okay.
But a split personality. Yeah.
But my wife takes care of me too, so she has children.
She's got 2.
Hey, John, when you're putting together your act or show, and I haven't seen, you've performed for us many times here in the studio, but I've never gone to your actual live show. What's it like? Because there's various types of magicians. There are people who put on a big, lots of pyrotechnics and effects, and there's people, the ones that I find more impressive are the ones who are mainly doing sleight of hand and really blowing you away with their storytelling and all the stuff that goes along with that. What's your style?
Well, perfect intro because lucky for you, I'm a storyteller, sleight of hand, and we do some big stuff. So I'm really proud of the show. It's my life story. And so it's the ups and downs that I've had through life, the magic that I found along the way that got me out of it. It's inspiring. It's motivating. Look, we do some mind-blowing magic, obviously, because that's what I love to do. But I promise you it's not like this gratuitous magic show where you just dance around and want to be David Copperfield. I love that. I just don't want to be that.
Right.
It's funny because the first... I grew up with like Blackstone the Magician and all these, and Houdini, obviously, and all this stuff. And there was that sort of presentation, the presentation where there was a narrative that would start to move in, where there was a story told through the magic, started to happen, I guess. Maybe it was Doug Henning, one of the first, who kind of did like a connected narrative with the magic. Is that correct, John?
Yeah. And Lance Burton did an interview way back when, and it was basically like the hardest part about magic is to get people to care. If I do a dove routine, why do people care?
Right.
And my style has always just gone towards telling personal experience and life stories that obviously, so when you tell a personal story, people connect to it, people relate to it, and then people start thinking about things in their life that are similar, right? And so it's a way to trigger. And then all of a sudden you do magic and it breaks down this barrier, this wall, and people become vulnerable like kids. And so now what you say to me is 10 times more impactful. Look, I'm a big fan of your show. I'm a big fan of rock and roll. I wanted to be a rock star. I can't sing, I can't dance, I can't play an instrument.
Right, yeah.
Check that off the old box. But cards and magic became my instrument, and now the ballad or the jam can be whatever it is you say around it.
That's awesome.
John, did you happen to see a special on Hulu called In and of Itself with a guy named Derek Delgadio?
First of all, huge fan of Doug Audio. I'm like the only musician that has not seen this.
WMMR.
By the way, going back to the Foo Fighters thing, they released this great video revealing that Josh was the new drummer, and the band's all hanging out in the studio, and they're just talking. They've got their instruments around. They're just chit-chatting about this and that. And all of a sudden, a knock comes at the door. Yeah, come on in. And it's Chad Smith of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and you're thinking, oh,
there's the new drummer. Yeah.
And no, Chad just wanted to let him know somebody was in his parking spot. So then they go about talking, and then another knock comes at the door, and this time it's Tommy Lee. And turns out Tommy had just stopped by to drop off some P.F. Chang's, and they were pretty happy about that. And then he leaves, and then after a little while longer, they're talking. Another knock comes at the door, and it's Danny Carey of Tool, and he had apparently groomed Dave's poodles for him and was just dropping them off.
Oh, my God. That's ridiculous.
And they go on about talking, and all of a sudden you just hear somebody going, hey, guys, are we going to play or what?
Right, yeah.
And it's Josh, who was already sitting behind the drum kit in the room. It just, you didn't see him until the last second. It's brilliant. They're just really smart at all forms of entertainment. So I'm sure we have that on WMMR.com if you want to check that out. It's very, very funny. All right, let's do the Bizarre File and fire that baby up now.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you by Pro Team Collision, your certified collision repair center. If you get into an accident, Pro Team Collision is there for all of your auto body repair needs. Okay, listen. We were just talking about this last week. A man is dead. His 2 teenage sons were wounded after a grenade they found among their grandfather's old belongings exploded inside their Indiana home on Saturday.
Yeah.
We were just talking about this last week. Casey was asking how deadly are grenades.
What's the blast range?
Here you go. According to the sheriff's department, someone pulled the pin on the explosive, causing it to detonate inside of the residence. It was a real live grenade. When deputies arrived at the scene, they found an unresponsive man who was later pronounced dead. The man's 2 sons, ages 14 and 18, were taken to a local hospital with shrapnel wounds. The bomb squad also responded to determine whether there were any additional explosives in the house. Homicide detectives are investigating the blast. No other information was immediately available. Casey, we were talking about this last week. That show I was telling you about Deadliest Warrior.
Yes.
Even though these are fragmentation grenades, even if you don't get hit by the fragments, the concussive force alone can kill you. And that's, I'm sure that was part of the contributor to those people dying.
Yeah, I never realized that until I watched If You See the Hurt Locker.
Yeah.
And in the very opening scene, it's a concussive force that ends up killing that guy.
Yeah.
Right. Cracks his skull.
All right. For the 3rd time this month, there's been a shark bite in the Florida Keys. And on Friday, a fisherman was hospitalized after a shark bite. But this time, the shark struck while he was on land.
How does that happen?
All right. So a 35-year-old man was fishing off a dock. The shark was on the dock with the angler when it took a bite of his foot. It's unclear if the man who was not identified reeled in the shark or how it ended up on the dock in the first place. Casey, they're on land now.
I know!
And they're biting people. He was flown to Jackson South Medical Center. His condition is unknown. I don't know if the guy actually stuck his foot in the shark's mouth and then it bit down or what.
They say the shark got into a waiting Uber and left.
Oh, and they
So
haven't.
something was up.
Okay, all right. A shooting in Indiana that injured 2 people after a 3-year-old accessed a gun led to the arrest of a man wanted for murder in Illinois. This is bizarre. Trayshawn Smith, 23 years old, was arrested after he visited a hospital with non-life-threatening gunshot wounds. Investigators eventually determined that the shooting that sent Smith and another victim to the hospital occurred when a 3-year-old was able to access a gun and
Spread eagle on the ground now.
and fire a single round. The police department said officers initially found both shooting victims at a hospital where they were being treated for non-life-threatening injuries. They later determined that the shooting occurred at an apartment complex in Lafayette, Indiana. The other victim was the child's mother, and Smith was a friend of the mother's. Smith was arrested on an active murder warrant from neighboring Cook County, Illinois.
Now, it's not the way you want it to happen, but that's pretty wild.
But
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
pretty wild that a 3-year-old who got a hold of a gun happened to shoot somebody who had a murder warrant out
That's
on
a trick
them.
shot.
Yeah. Claudia Jimenez woke up Thursday morning to find flames ripping through her apartment with the front door blocked by the blaze. She and her 2 young daughters were trapped, and all she could do was call for help. She said, I opened my window, and I started yelling, please, someone help me, there's a fire. And even before the firefighters arrived, help came from an unlikely place. Joe Hollins, who's a homeless man, and his wife were camped out near him in his apartment. And when they heard the screams, he ran to help. He said, all I see is this lady pull open the window, and she's screaming, please help me. Hollis got under the window, Jimenez said, and told her to drop her 2 children to him. She said he was right underneath and was like, yes, throw your daughters out. I'm going to catch them. I'm going to get them. First went 1-year-old Valerie. Next up was 8-year-old Natalie. And then Jimenez threw out the family's 2 dogs. Hollis safely caught each and every one of them. Wow. But then when it was her turn, Jimenez froze. She didn't want to come out at first, according to who was Hollins. She said she was scared that she was going to fall, and I was like, don't worry, I got you. Jimenez finally made the jump, landed safely in Hollins's arms. The fire
Wait, my
department,
china cabinet.
the fire department. My safe.
It's an
my family
heirloom.
safe.
My piano. I'm a piano player. It's how I make a living. I'm going to hell.
The dishwasher.
I just bought it.
So the fire department soon arrived to fight back the flames, and as things
My lucky boulder.
as things calmed down,
You have a boulder.
the grateful family said that they owe Hollins their lives. I got it. While Jimenez and her family are safe, they lost everything, as did many of the residents in the building. Community members are now raising money to support the survivors. The cause of the fire remains under investigation. A few unexpected, Kathy, this story is all about you. A few unexpected visitors have one family ready to move. According to Zakia Brown, she and her family have been forced to live with 7 possums since last week.
Oh, God.
It all started on May 11th when Brown noticed the first one while she was in the bathroom painting her toenails. She said, I looked a couple of times and thought I saw something, but the third time there was something. It was on the side of my foot, just sitting there.
How do you not notice a possum that's painting its own toenails?
No, she was painting her toenails. The interactions had Brown fed up with the situation. She said she found one who was just looking to hang out in the bathroom. She said, earlier this morning, my kids were getting ready for school. My daughter went to go brush her teeth, and it was just hanging on the towel rack, just hanging out.
How you doing? I like your nails.
She said,
that's a good summer color. Is that peach?
She said, my son, my 13-year-old, kind of trapped him and grabbed it. Possums are mostly nocturnal, but are sometimes seen in daylight, especially when food is scarce. The last few were caught during the day, and Brown said that is enough for her and her family. She said now that they're coming out in the daytime, it's time to go. Because it's been the last 2. We caught them in the morning before the kids go to school in the bathroom, so it's just like, I'm out of here.
Wasn't a possum eating cat food and
No, my parents' house. It was living in my parents' bathroom, and it was eating the cat's food. Cat was losing weight, and then my dad blamed it on the tenant that was living in there because the possums basically threw their crap and smeared it all over the walls. I guess they were trying to desperately get out, and my dad blamed the poor tenant that was living in there.
Man.
So there's doo-doo feces thrown all over the
Everywhere.
walls?
Everywhere.
Oh, my gosh.
Did you guys? There was a story last month where the Mets were broadcasting in Oakland a game against the A's, and they had to move booths because there was so much possum poop in the Mets booth that it smelled so bad that they had to go down.
Doo-doo feces thrown all over the walls.
Possum will mark its territory with its own crap?
Well, the A's play in a really rundown, terrible stadium at this point, and so it's been literally the radio booth was taken over by possums.
Wow.
Horrific.
So Brown was able to catch 3 of them, but she said there are still 4 of them loose in the house.
Oh, my God.
And she said that there's not been too much help getting them out. She said she called the animal control last week.
Possum on my Peloton.
But as of Thursday, she still had not heard anything. She's getting a workout in. She said they never showed up. Thankfully, the police did, though, but no animal control. Brown talked to her landlord and is set to move out by next week because they're just
don't envy them.
Taken over. And that is the last story that I have for you in the Bizarre File. Let me give away some more of these movie passes. So this is a screening for tonight, by the way.
Yeah.
And I realize I have more than I thought. So we'll take 7 callers.
7.
And give you passes to see the movie About My Father. It's Sebastian Maniscalco and Robert De Niro. So it's tonight at 7 o'clock at the PFS East. And then it's going to hit theaters on May 26th. So if you're available to see a movie at the PFS East in Philadelphia tonight, then give us a call, and we'll put you on the list. 7 callers right now, 215-263-WMMR.
You sick son of a bitch.
We're going to take a break. We're going to come back in a moment. Jack Morey is scheduled to join us, and some information about the peers and all that's going on, and a big friggin' deal with MMR. So we'll get to that in a moment or two. And also, don't forget Bristol High School. You guys get to vote for coolest teacher. Text the word teacher to 39333. We'll be right back.
Steve on 93.3 WMMR. What you've been hearing.
What you do and putting a unique spin on it. And he's very much tells the story of his life as well during that show.
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to make a promise to the Preston and Steve show. I will be watching it tonight.
Okay, all right.
Nice.
But it's similar in your life story, which has so many. I mean, if you were to just get up and do a TED Talk about your life, that alone would be interesting. You have such rich fodder to draw upon for the magic. But as you start to develop a show and change it and alter it and add illusions and tricks or whatever you like to refer to them as, where do you get the opportunity to go do that? Do you have a warehouse, or do you have, not that you're like David Copperfield making planes disappear or whatever, but do you have an actual lab or something that you go to where you work on this stuff?
Yeah, I have a lab. It's my house at Oak Brook Circle.
That's it.
And that little garage over there on the side that we don't quite use, that we don't know what to do with the lawnmower, so we shove it in there.
And it's that simple. You just go in and a room in your house and.
Yeah, you know what? I got a great creative team, and so Blake Voigt, Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia is the guy behind David Blaine, all his TV stuff for years and years.
Well,
we're really good friends. Yeah, we're good friends. But what these people are really good at is when us 3 get in a room and we jam. It's like songwriting, right? Some people just gel, and it's important to know one another's style, and so they kind of get my style. And we just create stuff, which is fun.
You know, it's funny because so many musicians and magicians, and the words sound very similar, by the way. But you know, you'll take a chord progression and turn it a little bit and make it something new. And I get that impression as being the same with magicians. Okay, there's this old style trick. We're going to turn it, do this, put this narrative behind it, and make it something new. Is that a large part of what you do?
Yeah, I mean, it's like music. There's like 5 chords. Am I right?
Yeah.
I should know that. Six chords. Well, magic, there's 5 things you can do, and I should probably know these 5. You can disappear, you can reappear, you can change, and there's like 2 other things you can do.
Right.
So it's taking a spin on that.
You're getting a little too intricate for us.
Well, let me ask you.
I was expecting manipulation. Some of these other
you change, you disappear, you come back, and then there's 3 other things.
2 other things.
So, all right. So there have been some in the magic world. There have been some constants, obviously, but there has been new variables over the years in technology and stuff. And over the last year, with being able to do things via Zoom and virtually, has that presented itself any new opportunities for you?
Yeah, so in the Zoom world, which is here we are. I did a lot of like keynotes. Believe it or not, the virtual keynote speaking market was out of this world, right? And so I'd be able to do tricks through Zoom, which is kind of cool. I created a few things. Now it's a completely different medium. It's a completely different way of doing things. Right now you're isolated in this little frame here. So, it was a fun, challenging time.
Do you get called? I mean, obviously, I know when I was doing stand-up comedy, I used to do corporate gigs fairly often. Is that still out there? Substantially with so many people working from home and all that change because of what we just went through. Is that still a rich area for you as a magician to work in?
The Zoom market?
The corporate, corporate events and things of that nature. Yeah. Is that a big moneymaker for you without getting? Yeah, but I don't need a dollar amount.
Yeah, baby, throw me the money. But not so much as a magician. Like I said, I get hired out as a speaker, and I get to do whatever magic I want within that.
I got
One of the best advice I ever got was my rookie year, and this guy Kevin Elko, he's a speaker, and I was in the weight room. He's like, "Hey, I'll give you a couple $100 to go talk to these bankers." I was like, "I'm in." He goes, "You know that stupid little pencil trick you do?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "They'll eat it up. Tell your story how you went to college." So I was like, "Okay." And then afterwards, he literally pulled me aside and he goes, "Listen, kid." I was 23. He goes, "Listen, kid, I'm going to give you some advice. Look, the magic's cute. I get it. You need to be a speaker, and you'll thank me for it." And so I've been a speaker ever since. And obviously, the cap that companies are willing to spend on a magician is quite a bit smaller than a speaker.
Right.
And so
true.
Hey, you can call me whatever you want.
Just a reminder, John's going to be at Borgata Music Box on Friday, 2 shows. By the way, John, so what role does football play in your life now? Just a observer or anything else?
I have some friends call me here and there, and they'll have because a lot of the guys I played with now are coaching either high school, college, or whatever, and they'll have a snapper or a specialist. And they'll say, "Hey, man, can you work with this kid? Can you give me some advice?" And we can do it over Zoom. We can do it live. And so I'm just kind of like the guy that just kind of goes in, helps out. Believe it or not, there's been some coaches that have left the Eagles and gone on to other teams, and they're like, "Hey, we'd love to bring you in here and just kind of help build the culture of an organization," which for me, I think that was a bigger compliment than help me with X's and O's. I think that was kind of a role I had with the Eagles for a long, long time. And that was, establish a culture, get a sense of community and family within a locker room, care about one another. And then you don't have to be the greatest of athletes to win.
I have a very objective question to ask you, John. Which fans are crazier, Bills fans or Eagles fans? Because Bills fans over the last few years have really upped their game in the level of craziness that they bring. The Bills Mafia, as I think now kind of rivals the insanity that Eagles fans bring every week.
I'll say this. I mean, anybody that's out there in minus 20-degree weather with no shirt on, run around in the parking lot, I mean, it's crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a different level of crazy. For those that have never been to Buffalo, wow. It was like the greatest thing that ever happened to me to get picked up by the Bills. And then it was like the greatest thing that ever happened to me to get released by the Bills. Because that place was hard. I mean, it was like, now look, you're talking about a kid who came from Southern California. So like I had seen snow, but I had never seen snow.
Yeah, that is snow.
And, and now keep in mind, I kind of hacked my way into college, right? I sent somebody else's film. So when I got into the NFL, I was still trying to figure out how to snap. And so to go to Buffalo and try and play in that weather and be a specialist. Look, I played with Drew Bledsoe. That guy had one of the strongest arms I've ever seen. I remember there was games that he couldn't even throw a 10-yard out because the wind was so bad.
Yeah.
And then the coach was ticked off at me that I couldn't snap. Drew can't throw it 10 yards. You want me to look between my legs?
Yeah.
Right.
John, I went to the Eagles-Bills game, it had to have been 2 years ago, and the wind was crazy. We couldn't even kick extra points at this point. The wind was so bad. They kept going for 2-point conversions.
God, that's savage.
But I will say, I thought the fans were great. I didn't get there early enough to really hang out in the tailgate area or whatever. But I bought tickets that were close enough in the end zone, so I just wanted to get on either A, get on TV, which I did, or B, catch a football either via kickoff or whatever. And a football landed 2 seats away from me. So I know I was so close, but I had a great time and. They had great hot dogs in the stadium.
There you go.
Yeah. So.
Well, I mean, think about this. Philadelphia has restaurants Zama loves sushi. Come on, Redstone. Hello, still here, guys.
Kathy.
Oh yes.
I mean, and Buffalo has you know,
Hey, let me ask
the
you.
Bills.
Do you have Wetzel's Pretzels there by any chance?
Oh, I don't know.
Casey's a
but
big
they do have
fan.
Good wings.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Buffalo was great, man. But like I said, what a hard place to play, man. Hard place.
Wow. Nice. Well, you don't have to worry about that anymore. How about that, man?
Yeah, you got your own backstage and all that, everything. What is your writer like? Is there anything super unique in a John Dorenbos writer when you show up at the Borgata?
Michelob. So this is funny.
Yeah.
So I was never. I didn't really drink alcohol a whole lot, and I never drank beer. I didn't like beer, right? I didn't like beer. So my wife's like, "Oh, this is cool. So when you stop working out and stop playing football, now you're going to drink beer."
Right.
Okay. Good timing. So I got nothing crazy. I just got my Michelob Gold Ultras carb conscious beer.
Carb conscious beer.
Crazy.
That's it.
And do you have? All right. So do you have an exclusive partnership with a playing card? Do you know what I mean?
So I use bicycles now. This is crazy. The president of United States Playing Card Company, huge fan, very nice guy. But this company, zero advertising, zero endorsements for anybody. They just don't need it. They don't
They're
do
just
it.
the best.
And
They're like the Louisville Sluggers. you know? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, why?
Yeah.
Well, it's a good point.
And is that the choice for most magicians? Bicycle?
For me, yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, I like the air cushion finish. Apparently, just gets
Air
it done
cushion
for me.
finish.
You know, air cushion finish.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I keep these guys everywhere. But bicycle is the most consistent. And like, now you're gonna get me going. But like, to be able just to kind of do things like that looked really good on Zoom right there. But they just feel good. They just look good, right? And so they fan nice. Like, come on, are you kidding me? Watch this. Hey, for those at home, I'm just
that's impressive.
That's an impressive fan. Hey, John, can
That
you do the
doesn't
one
get
where
you
you
going.
where you're just holding the deck in your hand flat and you just flip that top card up in the air and over? You know what I'm talking about? Oh, and he's coughing them up. I'm blown away by that stuff. It's just
this comes out of the center. Oh,
man.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Man, and he catches it. Here's something here. Little Zoom something for you. It's going to be hard. Preston, you're the guy in the camera here, so I'm just going to use you. Just say stop.
And stop right there. Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna out jog that.
Okay.
I mean, it's kind of hard here on Zoom, but here we go. Can you see that or no?
Yep, I got it.
What do you see?
I see the 10 of diamonds.
Ooh. Perfect. Do you have a cell phone, a wallet, pad of paper?
I got a cell phone.
He's got a cell phone and whatever you
I
need.
have a pad of paper and a wallet.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Do you have all three?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay, get them. Okay.
We're a major market show.
Okay, so put your wallet on your hand first.
Okay. Dear God.
Okay. Here it comes.
Yeah.
And then your phone on top of that.
Okay.
Pad of paper on top of that.
Yeah.
And then your hand on top of that.
Okay.
Oh, this is going to be sick. One more time. What do you see?
10 of diamonds.
10 of diamonds.
Yeah.
Here we go. Hopefully this will work. I don't know, but watch. If we take the 10 through Zoom,
it's gone.
Okay. Wow.
We can get it to vanish.
Okay.
Preston, lift your hand up.
Dude, no. Okay.
Lift the paper up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Nothing under the paper. Yep.
Yeah. Put it down. Lift the phone up.
Okay.
Yeah. And now put that down.
Okay.
And now just lift your wallet straight up.
Okay.
Is there something on your hand? You would have flipped out if it was. Hold on.
Okay.
You know what? It might have not gone through. Can you pick your wallet up again?
Yeah.
Can you open it?
Yes.
Is there something inside? Go ahead and look through there. Is there something in the?
Are you serious?
Shut up.
No way.
Stop it.
There's a 10 of diamonds in Preston's
I mean,
wallet.
that's as good as I can get through Zoom. Right there.
Which one of you a-holes took my wallet and put this in here? That's insane.
Oh my God.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
The 10 of diamonds.
You're the devil.
Yeah, and go Borgata Friday night. I will be there.
Yes, and honestly, that
That
room
just
is
happened.
That room is perfect for magic. By the way, it's going to be awesome.
Why couldn't you do that with like $100 bill?
I thought it was gonna, like, if I had a $10 bill or something like in that he would.
That's awesome.
Screw you, man. And I mean that lovingly. That's insane, dude. You're crazy. All right, John, we love you, pal. It's good to talk to you. And have a great time. Thank you, Kathy. No secret, this Friday, we're doing a little soiree at Keenan's in North Wildwood. The official opening of the Jersey Shore. And the gentleman that's sitting to my left has actually been at that party. I remember that when he stepped out onto the stage, and we're going to be doing it again this weekend. We are ready to welcome to our studio the man behind the name of Morey's Piers, Mr. Jack Morey. Welcome back, Jack.
Thanks. Good morning, guys.
Nice to see you again, sir.
It was nothing like Keenan drinking beer at 6 a.m.
Right? I'm saying. Absolutely. So
it's a whole other world out there.
And after we kind of let that come and go, then we're headed to the piers, ready for a summer of awesomeness that you guys always have set up. Which, by the way, I want to point out, we do have MMR's big friggin' deals. One same-day ride and water park ticket to Morey's Piers for $70, and that's while supplies last.
That's sensational.
So it's going to go quick.
Yeah.
So you need to go to WMMR.com right now if you want to participate and be a part of it. You guys have over 100 attractions, rides, everything all said and told?
Yeah, we lost count. We like to build stuff down there. That deal's so good, by the way. I'm thinking about getting in. It was $70.
Yeah, $70.
Yeah. Put me down. I'll buy one.
All right, you'll get one.
Yeah,
That's how good it is.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know. When you keep expanding and improving and all of that stuff, and there's just a again, I've said it to Preston. I think last year felt really good, but this year I'm sensing so many people are going to be heading down to the shore a lot and just going to absorb every bit of it. So I'm thinking a banner year for the shore this summer.
Hope so. You never know. Weather gods will usually tell. But look, there's a good vibe going on.
Yeah.
Weather gods are usually nice with the Cape May bubble. You've heard about the Cape May bubble, right?
I heard about the bubble. Yeah.
It's real. It really does exist.
I hope that bubble extends now to the Cape May Courthouse bubble.
Right.
Got a little investment out there that hopefully we'll talk about.
Well, yeah, what Jack's talking about is they opened up a 9-hole par 3 golf course.
Oh.
You were excited about this.
In Cape May Courthouse. I was reading about it yesterday, actually, and yeah, absolutely, because as an avid golfer, I play a lot. Working on your short game, par 3 course is the absolute best way to do that.
Yeah. So listen, we're not done. We're not done with the piers. Well, hopefully we'll never be done. We like to build stuff, but we thought that we'd reach out a little to the golf business, and the reason we're doing it is because golf can be a little pretentious. Mm-hmm. And listen, I can be pretentious. I can play a pretentious game of golf. I like that, but our goal is to take pretension out of golf, expand the market, make it more welcoming for kids, for families, for starters, and starters as in first timers. And so we have 9 new short tees in addition to the back tees.
Yep.
Back tees are really hard, bring a lot of balls. Okay. And short tees are easier, but still really hard. But again, the goal is to really expand the market. So we put our name on it because we think it's a whole new family thing.
Well, when I see it says shoes are optional, does that mean golf shoes are optional or shoes are optional?
Yeah, shoes. Beer is mandatory. Shoes are optional.
All right.
So sandals, barefoot, whatever, man. Come out and play, right?
Yeah, we got little beer holders at all the tees.
I love that. No, that's great. Listen, the more people you can expose to the game, and it's an easier way to expose people to that game because it can be expensive and exclusive and all that stuff. So, yeah.
We want to be more approachable, less expensive, shorter commitment of time, and a hell of a lot more fun.
Nice. You guys, the family business has been going on since 1969, right?
1969. That's right. That's starting to make me old.
No, it's all good.
Older and better.
What of the new cluster of additions and so on and so forth? What's got you most stoked about this summer season out there?
Well, I'm living in
Right, yeah.
I got a golf bubble, Cape May bubble. Working for 10 years, starting to sort of come to life. And for some reason, I like shipping containers. I like them a lot, so much so that we have 3 new attractions: Core Brothers, new Hurley's fries, can't get enough fries, and the new game, all made out of shipping containers on our southernmost pier, Adventure Pier. And so the goal is to have this whole sort of retail marketplace, local food, local stuff. It'll take another year to get going. It would take another year to sort of fully developed.
Right.
But I think it's a cool thing. I saw it in. So my son went to school in Australia, And he was like, had all this long hair, and he's talking all this mate stuff. I was like, so my wife and I were like, we gotta go get him. He's not coming home. So in the process, we stumbled upon Christchurch in New Zealand, and it was a post-earthquake thing, and they had fantastic shipping containers. It was magnificent. So I've been working on this for 10 years, so finally got a little action.
For store locations, for all of those applications, great. There are people actually just buy those and live in them and mod them up as homes.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, you could. My wife was not that interested in that.
She didn't like that idea.
We guys know where I live. We're practically neighbors. And, I was going to do that, and she said no.
No, curly fries.
I can tell you, you don't save any money using shipping containers. I learned that.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I actually was riding my bike past your house one time with my buddy Chuck, and I was like, "Hey," and we met one time. Like, "Hey, do you remember me?" And you were like, "Can you help me put my top back on my Jeep?" I'm like,
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I can do that.
You got a Jeep too, right?
I did. It's a 2-door. It's not a stick though. It's an automatic.
Yeah, we need to talk about that.
I know. Some people say it's not a real Jeep.
Casey, I had my first Core Brothers over the weekend of the season.
Oh man, did you go with
Saturday.
the orange and
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah,
orange and vanilla.
Yeah,
spot on.
So for those who have not been, what is Core? What is?
It's soft ice cream.
Yeah.
But their signature is orange and vanilla. It's like a sherbet and ice cream mixed together. It's like a dreamsicle.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's fantastic.
I like vanilla.
You like just a straight up vanilla?
And you get a curly fry, and you stick the fry in the. We're talking.
Eat it that way? Yeah.
Now you're training like an Olympian when you're doing that. Yeah. It's about having the pass to do that.
So the pier that I haven't been on, Jack, to experience are the ones with the and Casey, you know the names of the piers better
This
than I do.
is the adventure pier you're talking about
with the big swing and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
the giant wooden roller coaster, the slingshot, the swing. Yeah, the more adventurous rides.
Have you been on all those rides?
Oh yeah.
Okay. What's your favorite? You personally, Jack Morey's favorite.
It's always the next ride.
Yeah,
it's always the next ride.
Yeah. I can't talk about that.
Okay.
Right.
All
Well,
because a little while back, the tram car was the newest thing, and you had come out and you were highlighting that. And
that was my favorite.
That's a fun roller coaster.
Now it's the next one.
Okay.
If I had to go with one true classic, it's the wood coaster.
Are you really? Are you a hardcore coaster aficionado? Do you get the thrill? Because I know some people after a while. I love them. I still love them.
Yeah.
But some people just grow tired of them.
Let me tell you what. I'm a pretty lucky guy. But
yeah.
If you ever get a chance, just one chance in your life to build a roller coaster, do it.
Yeah.
It is so much fun.
It's got to be.
Yeah, I think your whole family are adventure seekers, Steve. If you are ever down in Wildwood and you see a Red Baron open biplane doing loop-de-loops, that's your brother, is it not?
That's my crazy brother. And he's the president.
There you go.
Do you ever ride with him?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
We took a low-altitude trip one time from Florida, from 1,000 feet all the way up here.
From Florida at 1,000 feet?
Yeah, and some of it was upside down.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Jesus. That sounds pretty cool, though, once you stop and think about it. Yeah.
Yeah, we raced. Actually, my wife and son were coming back from school. You go through a lot of fuel with these things. So they were driving, we were flying, we were racing each other home because you don't go too fast in this thing at 1,000 feet, and you need a lot of fuel. And we beat him like by 5 minutes.
Does he race? Do the racing the flyers sometimes will do? No. Okay.
No.
Just little aerobatics.
He just lollygags, goes up there and
upside down, and that's it.
I don't know what the hell he's doing up there. But
Well, I can't tell you how excited I am for this. I mean, we have a text chain, and it's from the moment Labor Day hits. It is a countdown to Memorial Day because Memorial Day is the official start of the summer, and we, are honored to open up the summer officially in Wildwood at Keenan's. But I'm telling you, like my kids, you start at the water park at like 9:30 in the morning, and they can just go all day long, and to do that for $70, unlimited rides and water park, it's a steal.
Look at the kind of ding you'd take at other places.
Oh,
sure. It's definitely a saying. You guys just rave about it all the time. So
WMMR.com for a limited time. As soon as you can get those tickets, get them now because they will be gone. Trust me on that. I wanted to ask about hiring. Are you guys still looking to fill positions, Jack? Because I know you need a lot of people to run those piers.
Yeah, we do. We need roughly 1,400 a year.
Yeah.
And we get about 500 from overseas. We'd love to hire all Americans, but that's not possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still hiring. For sure, we're still hiring.
All right.
Yeah, and we're pretty good pay, too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Most of the locals are pissed off because we're paying too much. I'm thinking about getting a couple more $70 tickets. I think I'll be getting a job to our own company. If this golf thing doesn't work out, I know where to get a job.
That's right. Just work for yourself. Yeah.
So we actually have a pair of same-day ride and water park tickets to Morey's Piers and what? Yes, we do. In Wildwood, unlimited rides on all 3 piers: Surfside, Mariners, and Adventure Amusement Piers. And both big water parks, which is Ocean Oasis and Raging Waters. It's our big friggin' deal. So I'll let Jack, you pick the number caller, and we'll give them to it. What number do you like?
What number? Number from what? 1 to what?
What number caller? You pick any number. Pick it, as long as it's not like 300 or something stupid like that.
Okay. It'll be the length of the short tee on number 9, 69.
All right, 69.
All right.
215-263-WMMR. You will get the same-day ride and water park tickets to Morey's Piers in Wildwood. And if you go to WMMR.com, you want to order these while supplies last, just type in the keyword deal, and we'll take you right to that. So,
and I just want to bring up the fact that we're going to have more of these to give away today. It's our lesson question prize for the whole week.
Nice.
Yes,
excellent. Well, listen, man, we're going to be down there on Friday, and I'll be down there all summer, so I'm sure I'll run into you in the Crest somewhere at some point.
I'll be looking forward to seeing you.
Yeah,
there on the links, and don't forget we have night golf coming up at the we're having a full moon party June 4th. Night golf, LED balls.
Wow,
really?
Sky's
you got to try that.
I've never played night golf.
You'll love it.
That's got to be fun.
Bring a lot of balls.
All right, definitely, man. Good to see you, Jack. Thanks for being here. Jack Morey, guy from Morey's Piers on the Preston and Steve show. So,
very cool.
Man, summer's happening.
Oh, my God. It can't come fast enough.
Yep. And, of course, obviously, Keenan's. That's the whole kickoff, and that is this Friday. And you are more than welcome to come and join us. We encourage it. All people, new or old, who have been doing it for years or never been, we'd love to have some first-timers out. By the way, the next night, Saturday night, Kyle's band, the FM band, is going to be playing.
Special guest?
At Keenan's. I'm going to get up and jam with them.
Aha! I knew it!
Yes.
I knew it.
Kyle sent me a recording of one of their songs, and I've been practicing, and it should be a lot of fun.
All right.
Maybe I'll play a couple songs with
All
him.
right, then I'm going to come.
So, will you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, to watch you play.
Yeah.
And him sing?
Yeah, he's phenomenal.
Yeah. So, wait, he's going to be singing the song that you're playing.
Yes,
right?
he is.
All right, good.
Yeah, it's a good one, too. All right. So
You don't give a hint. Don't give it away.
No, I don't even want a hint.
You don't want to know?
Don't give a hint.
I'll surprise you. So come out, and I'll find out around what time I'll be playing if you want to come out and see that. But anyway, Nick wanted to send some congratulations out.
Yeah.
And I thought this might be a good time to do that.
Sure, as good as any. My son does this thing called Science Olympiad, and they won states last month, which is pretty cool. And if you win states, you get to go to nationals. And nationals is nationals. It's the whole country. And so Ben's team at Harriton High School came in 5th in nationals, which is a really big deal. And so
big country.
Yeah, and I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud of the entire team. They work really hard year round. And Science Olympiad is stuff that I would never, ever be good at. He gets his brains from his mom, so I appreciate that. And it's all this engineering, and they do flight, and they build cars and stuff. It's fascinating.
I'd be tapping out.
A few years back, Carter did this thing. I think it's a little bit different, but it was like an academic Olympics type of thing. And they went to states and everything, and it was really, really cool.
Yeah, it's like that, except just more engineering, although there are academic sides to it as well. But they got to go to Wichita, Kansas. Last year, the finals were in Caltech. This year they were in Kansas, so they didn't get to go to Caltech last year, and then next year they're in at Michigan State. But
Nick, one year I got a star for always having tissues on me.
Okay,
yeah,
that's cool.
It was second grade.
Always having tissues on.
Yeah,
you.
we always had to have tissues to blow our noses.
But they live streamed the finals, and we didn't know where he was going to finish. So Andrew and I were sitting there on the couch watching it on Saturday night on live stream on YouTube, and they called Harriton in 5th place, and I jumped. It was like they did it when the Phillies won. I got so excited because we didn't know where he was going to finish and how well the team was going to do. And so we were super pumped. And I put that video up on Instagram. And you could see Ben accepting the award on stage in his blue suit. He looked like $1 million.
All right, so I was going to ask if that was the new suit that you guys got. Okay.
Yeah, we went to Men's Warehouse last week. And Preston, you and I were talking about this at one point. But I had such a pleasant experience at Men's Warehouse. I was blown away. And this is not an ad. I don't, but there was a guy named Ron that met us there. And Ben is 16, and he's kind of like a sullen 16-year-old sometimes who doesn't talk a lot. Ron was making jokes. He got him to try a bunch of different suits on, brought a bunch of different ties. It was such a positive experience. I was blown away at how much fun I had at suit shopping.
Dude, on the couple of occasions where I've had to go out and get suits, it's always been a really cool experience.
Well, and you know us. Like, Steve, how long was that shirt free that you're wearing?
What's this now?
The shirt that you're wearing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
it's Marvis.
Same.
T-shirts.
Yeah, this is for me is formal wear.
Right. But I saw a picture of you in a tux not that long ago. It was a formal affair for some pet charity, and you look like $1 million.
Thanks.
We
You
don't
feel
have
like
to,
$1 million.
But we don't have to do that very often.
No, that's why I rent so often.
So when we do, and you get to dress up a little bit, like, I don't know, it feels good.
Yeah, it does.
I think that suit salespeople, if they are worth their merit, they will make you feel
they should
really special.
Yeah, it's been my
think
experience.
on the occasions I went, because I went to Joseph A. Bank.
Okay,
Nick, and there was a woman that was taking care of me, and it was just, I don't know, something about it. It's something that feels.
Oh, you're a tall drink of water.
No, it wasn't that at all. Definitely not that at all. No, but what it did was,
we can't take out that crotch anymore. What are you packing down there?
what it did was, it made me feel like an adult.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Well, suits are associated, unfortunately, because of our suits are associated with two things when you're in radio, funerals and weddings, and that's it.
Yep.
As opposed to your normal work attire. But when I do wear, like I wore I went John Wick for a wedding recently. I went all black, and it was great. And people going, "Hey, John Wick." And you do feel a little bit better about yourself. So what happens is, I think salespeople that work in that industry, you can make that a career. You can be an effective suit salesman and make that your career.
Yes.
Those people understand and know how to work you a little bit. I'm not saying like it's a scam, but they read you.
Sure.
There's a scene in My Blue Heaven where Steve Martin is trying to get Rick Moranis to dress up a little bit. Yeah, Barney Cooper Smith. And he says sometimes to feel better on the inside, you got to look better on the outside.
It's true.
And I, again, Steve, like, we wear what we wear year round, and we're lucky because we don't have to dress up. We're not in sales,
Yeah.
But even in sales, they don't have to wear suits anymore, but they look better than we do.
Always.
But yeah, when I dress up and or go suit shopping or whatever I do, I feel like a bit of a man. Most of the rest of the time, I feel like I'm just a kid getting away with it.
There's a point where I had two tuxedos, which fell in. One fell into the moth issue that you had.
Oh, yeah.
And then the other one was just horribly dated and bad. But yeah, I used to occasionally wear suits more frequently, and you felt like James Bond.
Yes.
By the way, I remember being at the suit shop, and I asked her, I've forgotten the salesperson's name, but I'd asked her, I go, and it was just me, I felt like such a moron saying, I'm like, how do you fold pants? Because they'll do it to
This man here just asked me how to fold pants. He's not a man.
Because when you hang them on the hanger, the way they do it, the lines are perfect. The crease down the front stays exactly the way it's supposed to. And when I do it, it just doesn't work. And she showed me, and I thought it was going to be in this involved process, and it was just folding him the opposite way that I did. And I'm like, of course, you idiot.
You can tie a tie, correct?
Yeah, but sometimes it takes me a good 3-4 shots to get it right.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm just not good. And I never have been able to tie like an effective Windsor knot with the dimple
so
hitting
easy.
right in the middle and everything. No, it is not.
No, it is. And so
you're gifted.
Well, I mean, I tied a tie every day for 13 years or whatever.
Did that start in first grade, Case?
Actually, no. It was a clip-on for a long time.
Okay.
I think I didn't actually start tying a tie until 5th or 6th grade.
And
one
did
of
you
those
always
two.
tie a Windsor knot?
No, it wasn't until I got into high school that I was able to tie that perfect triangle with the dimple.
So Ben does not have to tie a tie every day. Does not have to wear one. So he needed some practice. And I did the thing, Preston, where I was like, listen, I'll tie it for you and loosen it and put it over my head. And then and he's like, no, I want to do it. And but like most things in life, there's a YouTube video. So we practiced and we did it a bunch on Thursday before we left.
The oldest to stand behind him and
dude, it's but that's kind of weird. Like,
I know it's very
your
Michael
angle
Jackson.
is different when it's not your head and your neck.
Let me show you how to tie a tie.
No, don't do that. But he ended up doing just fine, and he looked great. And yeah, a Windsor knot is the way to go.
Yeah, I pull up one of these videos every single time, that on the rare occasion, on the maybe once a year where I have to wear a tie, and I watch the video just to remind myself of how to do it, and I sure enough screw it up every single time.
How many times a year do you think you have to wear a tie?
Once, maybe twice at the most.
Yeah.
I'm probably.
It depends on what age range you're in too, because when you're in the everybody's getting married range, where you're friends with those people, then you're going to have weddings, and then later on in life, when it's everybody's kids are getting married, which I'm not there yet, but that'll be the next.
And then
phase.
everyone you know is dying.
Yes, and then
Mo.
But I mean, I really don't. I don't wear a tie often at all.
I've never worn a clip-on. I don't think I've ever had to. I don't even think I've ever owned one.
I used to. I had I guess a clip-on was given to me. Maybe I wore it once, and I was such a stupid kid. I played with it like a toy. I would
Pop
put
it
on
out.
a regular T-shirt, like, hey.
No, I would never wear a clip-on just for fear of it fell off, and oh my God, you're wearing a clip-on,
or it gets yanked off.
Will you wear like a fake shirt that's just the front half?
I should do that. Yeah, Casey, you're watching the video of this.
That's not how I tie.
I was going to say you don't. Then you're not tying a full Windsor, I guess.
Well, mine looks good too. So
well, as long as it looks good, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Do we have a tie around here? No.
That's why a
Marissa's-
clip-on is. Listen, if they can't tell it's a clip-on.
Now, one that I will never attempt is to self-tie a bow tie.
Oh, my God, I tried that.
That looks way too complicated.
I'll tell you one. I'll go you one step better, Preston. I will never wear a bow tie because it looks stupid.
Marissa, hang on.
I always thought it was intimidating. I went on YouTube, and it's really not that hard. It's not. It's like,
well, like
you tie it over once, and then you put up half of the side, and then you tie it over again, and then you pull the other side through and make a bow.
You might as well,
It's really
be building
not
the
that
hedron. It doesn't. I don't care. Yeah, like a regular. When you get a tux bow tie, it's already tied.
Yes,
Right.
But that's technically kind of a clip-on.
It's
you
a
know?
clip around, really.
Yeah, you're
It's
right.
a clip around. I saw a
Clip
really-
around.
I saw a funny meme the other day because if you're seeing all these prom pictures these days, but it just said, isn't it funny that like all of your kids are now dressing like this for prom? And it was a picture of Pee-wee from Pee-wee's Big Adventure, and I'm like, yeah,
You're seeing that?
People are.
Oh yeah, it might not be the red bow tie, but it is the gray. Really slender suit with like short pants.
so
that's the suit style
that's
now.
the style right now?
Showing your socks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. I would have been excoriated.
A higher pant leg.
Yeah, it doesn't like it used to meet a portion, like it used to meet a part of the shoe, and now it's like up a little bit, and you
We used
see
to call
the
that
socks.
high waters.
Yeah. Oh, we call them floods.
Yeah, floods. Yeah,
Floods, high waters. That makes sense too. But yeah, now like if you take a look at senior prom photos, you're like, okay, yep,
Wow.
these guys are wearing the gray suits.
I go back. I had a more formal loincloth. That's better.
By the way, somebody texted in and said 2 words: zipper tie.
Zipper tie.
What is a zipper tie?
Do you use a zip tie to attach to your shirt?
I have no idea. I need to know if that's even a real thing.
Zipper tie.
Because if there's an option outside of a clip-on.
Is that what the Marines yell? Zipper tie.
No, that's a Semper Fi.
Oh.
It's similar in sound, but not quite the same.
Only one can be worn.
Well, it's a thing.
Oh, it's a
but
thing.
I just don't know what it is. I can't.
Okay.
I'm trying to pull up a video, but apparently you zip it in the back and it looks like a half Windsor knot.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Zip it good.
Zip it in the
Yeah,
back.
look at that. It doesn't look like it goes around the neck.
Party up front.
I guess it does. I guess you can adjust it.
Oh, that's
Shut
up. Well, there we go.
Well, yeah.
All life's problems have been handled. This is perfect.
It looks better.
Yeah.
It looks like a legit tie.
Yeah.
Do you have lots of formal dress requirements?
Oh
Are
my
you a moron?
God, I'm writing that down now.
Zipper tie.
Screw that. That looks like a normal tie.
It does, completely.
I'm jotting this down
And look at-
because I don't want to tie ties anymore.
Nell tie
You being so tie.
Nell's is that what drove Nell over the edge?
Is it she had to try?
Yeah, she's tying somebody's
tie.
Yeah, let me get my Nell tie. Where's the Nell?
No, that's a
I
con.
know. I'm setting it up.
We need tie.
That's her walking into today's man.
All right.
That's it. She's leaving. I so tie idle.
Yeah, but I fortunately the last time. Why did I need to wear a suit recently? We went to an event where it was the Laurel House formal gala, and it is a good thing that I decided to go to my weight loss program beforehand.
It wouldn't have been good?
Oh no, it wouldn't have fit. It flat. I made a huge. By the way, if you lose a significant amount of weight, and then you're like, I need to buy a new wardrobe.
Don't.
No, you should. You should buy clothes that you feel comfortable in. But if you invest in a suit.
Dude,
you may not want it to be fitting as tight as you are.
Pick it in the
Loosen
mid
it up a little bit.
Give a little ice cream range. I will tell you this. So I wore a suit last Saturday, and it was that John Wick suit, and it feels good. But a lot of times, do they sell regular pants like with the adjustable clips, like tuxedo pants? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't know.
I mean, because those you could have your dessert,
Right.
And
I have. I basically look like Talking Heads when I put my suit on because I had to buy it like 50 pounds ago. And Kathy, remember Robert Fung? He came in and he fitted that suit.
Is that Cowper's guy?
Yeah, it might be, but that suit fits now.
He's a
And
tailor.
I put it on for my uncle's funeral a few months ago, and I think like a moth got to it. And so I have a couple holes in the sleeve, and I saw it, and I was like, okay, maybe I just pretend like I didn't see it and just wear it and wear it anyway. But I was like, no, I can't. Like,
No. Circle it.
Yeah.
And right over it, moth entrance.
Oh, okay.
And people say, what is that? You don't have a moth entrance on your suit? If they go through that one hole, they want to tie the rest of the suit.
Right.
Yeah. It's like the zipper tie.
Yeah.
I feel like there's not a lot of ways that men can like look terrible to me. You know what I mean? Like with what they wear.
Okay.
An ill-fitting suit, I'm like, oh, they look a mess.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
All
whether it's too tight or especially if you lose weight and it's so large, just go buy another one. You can go to places like where you guys were talking about Joseph A. Banker, where Nick went, and like a lot of times they have like a 2-for-1 deal. You can get a suit. It doesn't have to be super expensive. Just get something that fits you.
But the thing about us, the guy with the ill-fitting suit is a guy who probably doesn't wear a suit very often and then doesn't realize until a week before, oh, yeah, I need a suit. And then it's too late to go get a suit and get it tailored.
Jack Riffelman, aluminum siding.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, man, I got a wedding coming up, and I'm not
Try
getting
it
married.
on.
I'm already married. But, my cousin's getting married.
When's the wedding?
July 8th.
Might I recommend Ron at Men's Warehouse? I'm telling you, man, the guy was the best.
No, just wear the one moth entrance.
Yeah.
Moth entrance.
No, it's not okay.
It's a darker
It's
suit, red and white, or
but use an actual label maker. Don't make it look.
Oh yeah.
So that it looks official. That you pre-bought the suit with the moth entrance.
Hey, here's an interesting text, and I know we have to take a break. We're going to do that right now, but it says, hey, as a police officer, our ties had to be clip-ons because, God forbid, you get into a tussle with a suspect, they get a hold of your tie, it would pop off instead of strangling you.
Yeah.
I never thought about that.
Well,
the
then-
cops are wearing clip-on ties.
Are we then led to believe that Superman's cape is a clip-on?
Oh,
Right? He's Superman.
Oh, yeah,
You don't have to worry about that. All right. Well, anyhow, congratulations to Ben and his school. Nick, that's really, really cool.
Science Olympiad.
Excellent. All right.
Fifth place in nationals.
We do need to take a break. We're going to do that right now. We'll come back in just a moment. And when we return, Bryan Callen, who will be at Helium Comedy Club, is joining us. Stay right there.
Preston and Steve.
On 93.3 WMMR.
Now you're trying to figure out what the hell I had nothing to do with that.
That's freaking me out, man.
Yeah.
Because I thought he was just going to make it. I thought he was just going to say that it was a joke, which it was, and and it was funny.
And then it's in your wallet.
This was in my wallet. I didn't do that.
Sure you didn't.
One of you guys did it.
No.
One of you guys did it.
No.
One of you guys did it.
No.
I'll find out later.
That's magic, man. Don't if you upgrade to the premium package on Zoom, it comes with magic.
Is that what it comes with? If you look back to when test tube babies was a very controversial idea, and there was all kinds of uproar against that type of thing, and now fertility stuff is commonplace. I mean, it's exactly
you
what
can
you
get
do.
powdered mix.
To make babies.
Okay, can they extract semen out of a fully vasectomized nutsack? Can they do that?
Did you just whisper nutsack?
The question in front of the panel today is: can semen be fully extracted from a nutsack?
Excuse me, sir. We couldn't hear you.
What?
Sir? Could you speak up, please?
Can semen be extracted from a fully...
but can it, though? Or
I don't know.
Okay.
All right, so I
They
have my prostate is out and my seminal vesicles, I guess they're referred to,
They
are
ain't
removed.
there.
Right.
Mine are still there, right? So I've been vasectomized.
I believe you can still produce a little...
I can.
If you get the attachment.
So here's the deal. Like, they say that you can reverse a vasectomy.
Yes,
It's not
you can.
100%. It's not 100%, but they do, all they do is just, reattach or whatever.
Except it comes out your butt.
So, but what that tells me...
If you reverse it fully.
I guess my wife would be way less inclined to make a baby that way.
Wow.
Science.
All right.
But
all right, back up to my vagina.
God.
Oh boy.
The
Case, it looks like
Sorry, I snorted.
it says you can withdraw sperm from the testicle, but I don't know if that's after the vasectomy.
It has to be, because if it can be reversed, it means I'm still making
So
it.
you're still making it, but your body absorbs it.
Right, because you've closed the pathway.
Right.
You've closed the egress, as they say.
Right.
Right?
So if you had to bet on the male members of the Preston and Steve show conceiving a baby at this point, where would you put your money? Because Preston and Casey and I have all been had vasectomies.
I'd put my money on Steve.
Steve had prostate cancer and had his prostate removed. So, but
I don't understand your question.
If one of us were forced to have a baby, if we had to keep we had to keep like the population of the earth going.
I would do it.
I would love to have another baby.
Who would have the best chance?
I was wondering, could you help me?
Scientists come to us.
Even though we've had a vasectomy.
Right, yeah. Where's the money on the male members of the Preston and Steve show producing another human being?
Without having a reversal done?
Yeah.
It has
None
happened.
of us, I guess.
But that's what I'm asking about, like with Casey's question. Like if we took the sperm out of the nutsack.
He's saying who's
the best chance?
Yeah.
Oh, who would be?
It wouldn't be Steve, right?
You guys are
No.
the same
Steve
age. I have
He doesn't
nothing.
have
His
anymore.
is different
I've got
than what you.
confetti in mine.
You guys can still produce it.
Yeah.
Your body's just absorbing it.
Okay, I don't know. That's why
So
I'm
you're
asking.
full
I've had
of
3
sperm,
kids.
Nick.
You've had 3 kids.
Yeah.
Me, so I'd put our money
I got
on
like
us
6 or
over
7
you.
that I don't know about.
Yeah. Wow.
Has Bill hung himself yet,
No.
by the way, with this conversation?
I don't know. Did you think about what you were talking about in the bathroom?
I did.
Okay. Casey and I had a conversation in the bathroom.
Did you?
He's like, I think I want to ask you something, but I don't know if I want to ask you on the air or not.
Was it about the Dunkaccino machine?
No, I think we're good on that.
We just shot a video, Marissa and I. I sort of had to explain why it literally looks like I threw a grenade into the machine.
I saw it. It's pretty nasty.
I ran into Andy in the kitchen, and she was like, "I just saw the email that said it was all good to go." She goes, "What happened?"
Anyway,
is it all cleaned up? By the way, it's.
I didn't do it. I tried. There were no paper towels. There was no.
Casey keeps stash paper towels if you ever need them.
Yes,
and they have them in the bathroom too. So
yeah,
I'll grab those. Hold on, Marissa has an update, I guess.
I don't know if it's cleaned up, but it is fixed.
Okay.
All right. Excellent.
Matt Halper swung by and
All right.
fixed it.
Oh, that was a
Just call me Mr. Fix It.
I just thought you were just accentuating fixed, but that was a Matt
No
Halper.
reason to stress out.
Yeah. So anyway.
Okay, so this is a judgment call for everybody here. All right. So
if we don't want to talk about this, we'll move on to something
we can
else.
move on.
If we decide this is not worth talking about.
Is it about food, pretzel-like food in Oregon?
It's about food.
He was wrestling with the idea of bringing it up or not. So
All right, go ahead.
So judgment call. So your spouse or girlfriend or boyfriend is asleep. They're napping, right? And you have a hankering to go to Rita's Water Ice,
right?
And okay,
I know. Okay.
I know where you're going with this too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Quick question: did this happen to you, and did it cause a problem?
This happened to me, and I got the double middle finger.
Okay.
Said spouse woke up.
I had a similar thing happen recently, so I can commiserate. Go ahead.
Okay. Do you wake your spouse up to see if they would like something from Rita's Water Ice?
As they are resting, as they are getting their much-deserved sleep, correct?
Yes. And you know this person.
I can answer immediately when you're done.
You have woken said person up from a peaceful nap before, and it was never a good experience. So, so do you leave them asleep? Okay. So you have a couple options here. You leave them asleep, right? And you don't get them anything from Rita's because for some reason
do you touch their boobies?
Always. For some reason, if you go to any other store, you know exactly what to get them, right? You know how they like their stuff. But for some reason, you don't know what their go-to order at Rita's is.
Wait, you didn't get her anything?
I didn't get her anything.
May I ask you? May I ask you a question?
Yes.
While this debate was going on, did something in the back of your mind go, "She'll never know"?
There might have been.
That's exactly what it was. You thought that if you ate it quickly enough, the remnants of it would be gone, and she would be none the wiser.
No
But
fuss,
you
no
do
muss.
know her. You could take it. I'm sure you would have gotten something that she liked.
There was a good chance.
Don't come home with nothing.
There was a good chance that said nap could have turned into a full night's sleep.
Or
you could put it in the freezer.
Diane doesn't like it when Casey spends money on frivolous things, and she would have gotten mad that he spent money on.
No,
my wife. Well, here's my situation. My wife will take 5-6 hour naps.
Yeah.
So I mean, she is, and I commend her for this.
Yes.
It happened over the weekend. It's the ice cream bakery on Ridge. And they have great soft ice cream, and so I'm like, I'm getting a damn cone as I pass by. There was not the traditional 80-car line going in, and I'm like, I'm going for it. But I call an audible, and I bought her something, and it was a home run. I kind of knew what she wanted, but I mean, you do the gesture, and that buys you. I gave it a shot.
Yeah, my wife just sent me a text. She goes, "You don't have to wake me up. Just buy me my favorite flavor." Now, I'm going to admit, I don't know what your favorite flavor is at name a store, and I can tell you what she gets from that store.
I believe that.
For some reason, Rita's, I'm like, I don't know what your favorite flavor is there.
Rita's is a sweet spot thing too. I mean, like that's a very specific. You're omitting somebody from you going there, right? So, and in my household, if I were to do that, that would be the end of the relationship. So I would, Casey, not wake her, though. Right. I would take an educated guess and try and bring something home.
Yes, of course.
I did not do that, and I made a mistake.
Wow.
The educated guess with the purchase will buy you the insurance you need.
At least you tried.
Yeah, you tried, yeah.
You didn't even try. Sorry, Morris.
No, I'm going to throw out this option. Just buy multiple very small ones, even if it's just 2. Say I tried to take a guess, and then if one of those happens to be your favorite flavor, Casey, then you win in the end because you get to enjoy it as well.
And also the gesture.
My story is much more selfish. The Big Top Surfing Sundays came by our house.
Oh yeah.
And Rochelle was taking a nap, and I'm like, I'll just zip out and get a thing, and she'll be asleep, and
she'll never know.
She'll never know. And by the way, ice cream, I don't think keeps as well.
I
in a
was just gonna
freezer
say,
as water ice might. So then maybe
Water
that's
ice
a little
definitely does not keep as well in the freezer. Not my
Well,
freezer.
you're right. If it stays in there too long, I don't like that frozen solid.
It becomes like an ice cube.
Yes.
But in my mind, I was like, she'll never know. She'll never know. And then she knew. And then
what happened?
She gave me the hard time. She's like, you went without me?
My freaking daughter dined me out, man.
I was like,
oh, dude.
Yeah.
I do feel like
the bond of trust has been broken.
Right? And I paid
I'm watching you.
Yeah.
Because you know why? Because she probably understood.
For you.
No, she understood because, and I hate to be like that person, but like a lot of guys are the same when it comes to things like this. Like it's just common sense. Like, why would you have not picked your wife up something? Even if it went in the freezer, even if it became a block of ice, she would have been like, oh, okay, well, he helped me out. It's not great, and I'll go get my own tomorrow or something like that. But, like,
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. And my house is filled with people. And, I probably should ask my mom if she wanted something, and I didn't, Me and Avery
just tell me?
Me and Avery just snuck out. And
oh, my God.
I did ask my older daughter. Casey said no, she didn't want anything.
She was like, no, I'll just tell Mom.
Yeah.
Hey, every now and then it's okay to do something for just you. All right, I'm gonna back you on this because I was thinking the same thing, man. If I got Rochelle, then I got to ask the kids, and then it's a whole big thing.
I don't have that.
Then I got to wait for these guys to all get their shoes on and come outside and get it. And by the time we get out there, it's gonna be a huge line.
Yes,
I could just zip in and zip right back out and get my little cone and eat it, and I'm a happy man.
May I suggest something though?
You probably shouldn't have had kids.
Right. the kids you can take off the list, but not the wife. You know what I'm saying?
No, you cannot take your kids off. If
Absolutely.
you are going out to
You're
get
trying
ice
to
cream,
teach them to
a thing that a child would
don't
love.
eat that food. Eat vegetables.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna go get ice cream, but you're gonna stay home, and I'm not gonna get any for you.
Well,
exactly.
I got the double middle finger last night. Okay,
that's pretty harsh.
Well, I mean, she's
jokingly,
but
right.
Still there was intent. And so what I'm saying is,
were your lips discolored from the Rita's water ice?
No,
what are you talking about?
Dude,
why are your lips blue?
I went with like flesh colored. I was like, she'll never know. I got lemon.
Yeah. Do you have any flesh colored ices?
By the way, my new favorite flavor is they have a Florida orange. They didn't have Florida orange last night, but they did have an orange cream. So I went lemon on top, orange cream on the bottom.
You thought about that? You thought about your mouth being discolored?
No, it's just my favorite flavor. The lemon is
that would be the best. So he's got these big, bright purple lips.
What are you talking about?
talking
I'm just
about?
really cold.
No, I just miss Prince.
Listen, if you're going to give me the double middle finger, then you have to make sure that every time you get something somewhere, you either text me or surprise me with something, and that is never the case.
So I could have gotten the sundae that she likes, but I got the ribbon soft chocolate and vanilla ice cream, and I also. You do things to buy yourself a little insurance.
Yeah.
I got her a quart of it so that she could.
I failed.
Yeah.
I failed. I definitely failed. Okay, I failed. What's your flavor? What's your favorite flavor? I don't know what your favorite flavor is.
Did she ever tell you?
No, let's see if she.
You need to know now for your.
This is actively happening right now.
Yeah, it's
okay. He's checking his text messages.
It does not indicate. Now, what would I?
Do you guys all know Do you know your roster of favorite menu items for your significant other?
I mean, give me a store and I'll tell you.
When it comes to desserts,
I know something that I could get that she'd like.
Yeah,
I don't know, maybe not her favorite, but yeah.
Right.
Like if,
no, just when it comes to desserts, I know my business. You know,
Okay, likewise.
That's important. And if I were to swing by an ice cream store and not get her something or a Rita's or whatever, I would know what to get. Yeah, like if I'm ordering takeout, it's more of a guessing game.
My ability to call an audible is quite sensational.
On desserts,
now mind you, I'm not dealing with kids. I'm dealing with one person I can focus in on.
Yeah.
So with everything. However, we'll do this thing, and I'll be going out to to get milk from the Wawa. So you want anything? And she'll look at me and she'll do this thing we do. She'll what?
WMMR.
This Kath, our next guest, always has a lot going on in his world. He's a busy man.
Crazy
He's
amount.
a busy man. And in fact, he's going to be busy when he gets here this weekend because he's playing a lot of shows. Helium Comedy Club, 7:30 and 10 p.m. on Friday. Saturday, 6 and 8:30. And then Sunday, a 7 o'clock show as well. I'm sure they'll all sell out because, after all, it's Bryan Callen who's on this morning. Hey, man.
What's up, buddy?
Doing, hey, listen, you're looking very distinguished. We haven't seen you in a while. The beard is a little bit fuller, and you're
professorial.
Yeah.
Well, keep in mind that I am wearing a cashmere hoodie, but I'm not wearing pants right now.
All right, here we go.
So I have that going for me.
Yeah, Porky Pig in it.
That's the dichotomy that is you. But yeah,
that's correct.
So it's been a while. It's been a while since you've been to town. I mean, obviously, we haven't seen you in forever.
Yeah.
I mean, years ago you were in the studio, but on our side, we've considered you a good friend and a friend of the show. I don't know how you perceive us, but it seems like
you're always at the forefront of my mind, especially when I'm not wearing pants.
Oh,
so, yeah,
that's the kind of compliment we really enjoy. So, well, it's good to see you.
Right.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Do you ever take the numerous podcasts that you do out on the road as well? And will you indeed be doing one here in Philadelphia along with stand-up?
I wish I haven't done that in a long time. only because my stand-up schedule is so robust. I like using words that a professor would use. Robust. Sorry, again, I'm looking down at my legs. But here's the thing. But I like doing that. It's fun. But stand-up is just nothing compares to stand-up. Nothing. So
Good.
it's like,
Well,
the Fighter and the Kid, we were talking about doing another tour.
Yeah, I mean,
We'll
you have a large built-in fan base, but obviously it's stand-up that got you to the game early. And as you go around, I mean, were you taking any kind of pause during all the pandemic stuff? And I mean, because there were places you could work, but a lot of people...
I just didn't really pause. I didn't.
Good.
Look, all due respect to the people that lost their lives in the COVID pandemic, but and there were vulnerable people out there, but I was very much against shutdowns.
Yeah.
I don't believe in top-down authority, and I think there was a smarter way to do that. And my silent protest was to just get on a plane when nobody was there and perform for 16 people in Ohio. Bring it, baby.
You showed them.
Stop, won't stop, okay? Now, I'll punch that virus right in the face. And by the way, got it. I caught it hard, but when I was in Texas. So
really,
it took a lot of heat.
Oh yeah, it could wait. I saw I was watching an interview with Frank Grillo, who is I don't know is it his goal to actually one day ascend to hang with Zeus? Because this this guy is
he's not. Yeah, it's obnoxious. The guy, at whatever he is in his 50s, probably later 50s now. The guy should never wear clothes. It's unbelievable. He's one of those guys who, when there's bread passed around at dinner, he looks at you and goes, "I don't eat bread." It's one of those things. All right, okay. The inhuman discipline. Okay, and he's just a young, glossy bull. All I want to do is run my fingers through his hair and feed him grapes, and I'm a straight man. But when you look at him, he's such an attractive man that I can't look at him for too long, even as a straight man, because I find myself getting confused about my sexuality.
Right.
If I haven't slept or I've been drinking, your defenses are down.
Sure, at those weak moments. But it doesn't make. Now I know you yourself. You're in shape, and you practice martial arts. Where would you put yourself in self-defense? Give me between 1 and 10, accepting that Grillo's a 10.
First of all, I'm holding a squat right now. My legs are burning, but shut up, legs. Look. If you come at me, and with malintent, all right. This is all I'm going to say. I'll meet you halfway.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Now. Here's the other thing. If we tussle up, if you throw everything you got at me, and we actually make contact, I'll keep you busy.
All right.
I'll keep you busy.
All right.
That's all I'm going to say.
All right.
I like
All right,
that
so pack
frame.
of lunch.
I like that assessment.
Whereas Grillo will send you to the great beyond. What's that?
What's that?
No, I was saying Grillo will send you to the great beyond, but you'll.
No, Grillo. Please understand that Frank is a legit tough guy. Frank will punch you in the face. There's a limit with Frank. I've seen it with my own eyes, and it doesn't matter if we're in a 3-piece suit or if nobody's wearing clothes. That guy, there's a limit. Just mind your P's and Q's.
Right.
Learn how to behave, or fists are gonna fly.
Wow.
And all he does is box. And he was on the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu competition team. So when you see the guy playing a character in a movie, he's half a criminal, so he actually can think that way. So
he's half a criminal.
Yeah, so
I like that.
I know that you're very dialed in with MMA, UFC, and all that stuff. As a matter of fact, I just started watching the McGregor documentary, and your podcast is featured on said documentary. But speaking of which, I watched this. It was just a little bit of a clip from The Ultimate Fighter, which is just coming out, and this dude that is a contestant, he swears that he just can't be knocked out. Right, so he
that's a bad thing to say.
There's this guy. He's like, and the dude's like, "I'm not going to do it. I'm not." And the dude wouldn't let it go. And the dude's like, "Fine." And he knocks him out cold. And the dude still swears that he didn't get knocked out. He goes, "No, he knocked me down." But
yeah.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I didn't see it, but I would have told that guy, I would have I don't care who you are. I don't care if you got a rhino's chin. You hang around a fight gym for, long enough. The human body and your anatomy can only take so much. And so, if you're a tough guy or you think you're a tough guy in the neighborhood, or maybe you played football in college and you think you're tough, go step in, go to American Top Team. By the way, Philly is where, the Philly shell came from. You've got some of the greatest boxers to ever, Joe Frazier and I think Bernard Hopkins, my favorite.
Yep.
So just walk into a gym, step in, glove up, see what happens, see what happens, move around. They'll tell you, they'll just touch you. You get touched up a little bit. You understand?
So,
touched up.
Bri, I was in a Wawa parking lot. This is a couple of summers ago. And I get into it with this guy. You don't need to know all the details. Essentially, I parked in a spot that I shouldn't have. The dude calls me out on it. Next thing you know, he and I are arguing with one another and yelling at each other. And hang on. And I'm eyeing this guy up. I'm like, okay, this dude's probably got 10 years on me. So I'm feeling pretty good about my chances if this thing were to get physical. And at one point, he's got his finger in my face. And I'm talking like about 1.5 to 2 inches away. And I just glanced down, and he's wearing a boxing gym T-shirt. And I go, this thing just could be a decoration. Just could be it could be a souvenir of some sort. Yeah. I don't know, but I decided to not test it. And I said, all right, you win. And I ended up walking away, which I think was the smartest thing I had done that entire afternoon.
That's exactly what you got to do. Sometimes it's just, there is zero upside. If I see cauliflower ears or a boxing gym T-shirt, there's a good chance I might. You know how a baboon presents when there's an alpha male in the area? You turn your back and just arch your back a little bit. Just present.
Right.
That might be what I do, or throw myself against his chest and just beg for mercy. I don't know.
Yeah, I look at the ears, and if there's calluses on the knuckles, and I'm like, forget it, dude.
You know what else?
Forget it.
Prison jumpsuit.
Yeah.
Prison jumpsuit.
A jumpsuit's bad. A jumpsuit, a gun or a knife. Those are bad things.
Those are bad signs.
Bad signs. So you got to come at them quick.
I wanted to ask you because I was reading about all the comedians reacting to the mothership, to Joe Rogan's club, which is apparently a number of comedians had a hand in giving him advice, but this is supposed to be like the absolute perfect design for a comedy club. Have you been?
I've been, and I've not done it because I've stopped by to say hi and see it, but I just talked to Joe, and I'm going to Austin to do Cap Cities in August, but I'll be back to do the mothership because I was talking to Joe, and he invited me out to do it, do a weekend. And the thing about you doing a weekend in the mothership is you don't have to do any press at all. You're sold out. It's sold out right now, and I haven't announced it.
Wow.
I mean, that club, you get there, and there is a line out the door. Leave it to Rogan to open a club and change the comedy scene in an entire city. Oh, the capital of Texas. I'm going to go to the capital of Texas and just open a club that changes everything. It's the new Mecca. It is replaced Los Angeles. It's shocking.
It's wild.
So,
yeah, I mean, the multiple rooms and all that stuff. But yeah, it's
well, you get look. I mean, and on any given night, you walk in, Tom Segura, Roseanne Barr, Joe Rogan, and Ron White are on the lineup. So come on.
Yeah,
I mean, that's like being in LA or New York and just either walking in the comedy cellar or something like that. That's crazy for Texas. Hey, I got a question.
Correct.
I got a question for you. So I'm gonna give you this scenario, and you can only choose one. All right, okay. You have to go see a movie on Thursday night, and it has to either be about my father or The Machine. Which one are you going to see? Because they're both stand-up comedians movies.
Yeah, I gotta go. Who's your dad? Your father?
Sebastian Maniscalco.
Sebastian Maniscalco.
He's got his movie opening, and Burt Kreischer's The Machine is opening as well.
These are two good and very old friends of mine. So now you put me in a spot.
Oh, no.
You put me in a spot. I might, being that I'm both of their biggest influences and I wrote all their jokes, I would say I'd have to go in, I'd watch the first half of The Machine and I'd nod my approval. kids still got it or something.
Right.
And then I'd run to the next movie and watch the latter half of Sebastian's movie.
Do you think
I
the
have no
onus
idea.
is on you though? Because when you go in, they're going to be looking at you to see if you approve, knowing that you are the foundation of both their careers.
I mean, look, if you're asking me if they call me Papa, the answer is yes. That's all I'm going to say. Yes, but they both fly privately, and I'll be on United. So if you need me.
Well, you got you have a movie coming up, Topper. It's a comedian movie, right?
It is, in fact, with Jimmy Schubert, the great Jimmy Schubert, who's hilarious, and Eric Griffin. It's a really good movie. My buddy Kevin McNamara, he's going to be he's sort of a new up and coming director, but I think he's going to be somebody people are talking about. He's very talented, and the movie got accepted into some pretty big film festivals.
Nice.
So we'll see. But I'm dramatic in that movie.
You're a solid dramatic actor. We've talked about this stuff that you've done in the past, and you can pull it off.
I'll cry right now.
Give it to us.
I can cry. I can cry just like that, just like right now.
You can cry with your pants off? That's amazing.
I always cry.
That's the problem. I look down and I realize I've got a lot to be thankful for, guys. This is not a competition, but you guys feel it.
Listen, we're
still in the squat. Still holding the squat.
We're the betas in this exchange, so we got it.
Not your fault. Not your fault.
Hey, by
producing estrogen as I speak. Go on.
I was doing research for the interview, and I know you got married a little while ago, and I kept seeing comments about this vast age difference, and I'm like, no, you guys are like, I'm like, where the hell is that coming from? You both are in your 50s, right?
Well, I did. Look, she's 33 and I'm 56, which some people might be, it's a little disgusting, but
that's not real entertainment disgusting. That's completely acceptable.
Listen, my lady's a Philly girl. She's from Morristown, which is exit 5 on the turnpike. So she's 20 minutes outside of Philly. Irish Italian girl. And we started dating. In fact, I met her at Helium. I met her at Helium with she ran an office when she was like 30. I was very impressed. She had all the people that worked for her. I thought that was very sexy. But, I'm an older guy, but at the time I'd done my show, I was divorced and we were hanging out. She would come to LA on business and we would have dinner and hang out. And then, the next thing you know, I don't know, you hang out long enough. And I'll get them laughing.
I was following you on. I follow you on Instagram and the accounts and all the other stuff, and follow your podcast and so on and so forth. And it was clear to anyone you were head over heels. But still, did it take a lot of self reflection to commit to marriage again, or what?
I got to tell you, it's funny. I think you get to a certain age where you realize you're not missing a thing out there, not a thing. And
true.
And by the way, if you are, you don't have the energy for it anyway. And but she was just such a solid citizen. She's just such a fantastic human being. And Doug Davidoff, a buddy of mine, he's a comic. He has a great joke about falling in love.
Yeah, he's great.
Falling in love, he has a great joke. He says, you fall in love, you don't realize it until it's too late. It's like sitting on a couch at a party and the couch is wet. You don't know the couch is wet until it seeps through your jeans. You sit down, you're like, oh, for God's sake. It's the same issue. So all of a sudden, that's the end of that. And then things, we had sex. I don't know if you guys know that, but we had a baby. So and that's been a blessing too. So look, no regrets whatsoever. Yeah, it's always I got 3 kids, 2 families.
Yeah.
But there's enough love to go around.
Well, I know that the reflexive thing is to sort of why are you tying yourself down? I've been happily married for a long time. I didn't do a starter marriage, But it's the advice that seems to always ring true. You talk about sitting on a couch. Find the person you can sit on the couch with and watch QVC and have fun, right? Because that's really the predominant amount of. You're going to live life with this person. Make sure you're compatible.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the most important decision. I never would have thought this.
I think the most important decision a person makes is who you choose to marry. I really believe that. And I think I know enough very successful people that agree with that. There's just something about spending time with another human being like that. The women in my family were great because they were all no nonsense, Irish and Italian gals, and they were like, get your tubes tied. You're gonna find some tart. She's gonna target you, and she's gonna date you, and blah blah blah. You're gonna lose all your money. But of course, then they met Danny, my wife, and fell in love because she's a girl's girl and just
How did her parents take to you? Do you think you present well in those scenarios?
I did my best. I think you gotta sympathize when I'm her parents' age. They got a couple of years on me, like 2. When we listen to the same music, it's a little iffy. And her brother Michael, that took a while. But you fold into the family after a while.
What's your do you let things be, or do you actively do you invite the brother out to an event, or do you try to get in his good graces, or do you just
you know what happened? To be honest with you, he saw my stand-up at Helium, and I'm not joking.
No kidding.
I swear to God, he saw my stand-up. He had never seen any of my stuff, had never really seen any of my movies. His friends, I could think, had, but he refused to sort of do any investigation. He's like, this is whatever this is. And then he came to Helium, and he was a little drunk. And that night, he's a big, strong guy.
Yeah.
And he this is a 28 and 29-year-old, very confident guy. And he kind of put his hands on my shoulder drunk. And he looked at me and he goes, I didn't care about you. I had no respect for you. But what you did tonight was beautiful. Beautiful. And it kind of gave me the nod, and then brought me into his chest, hugged me, and then let me go. And I got in the car, and my wife was like, what happened? I go, I don't want to talk about it. I'm a little sensitive right now.
I don't know what
look,
happened.
I guess I did the fold.
Yeah.
Shout out to Michael Rady.
Well, well, Helium is pivotal in a number of landmarks of your life here. So
I love the club. It is. Yeah, it really is.
It's a great club, and it's got all the things that you want. It's got the setup, the low ceiling. There's an intimate deal to it. So your specials are great. I love your stand-up. I love your you play. I'm not going to say you play a character, but you're a pseudo version of yourself in a lot of ways. Which is I think is hilarious. Are you in a cycle of working on material for a new special, or where are we in your trajectory?
Always. I'm always working on. The problem is you got to come back with a new bag of tricks. I can't go to Philly after being there for so many times and have the old jokes. Yeah. So that the pressure is always on you. But you got to key into what's going on in your life and what you're thinking about now. My obsession for a long time was how you define masculinity.
Right, yeah.
And kind of the way we behave. Men are there's a caveman DNA, provider, protector. But, that's not really how we feel all the time.
But your stuff about your dad, in particular, who's is spot on to anyone who's had a dad kind of like that.
Marine, just a giant Marine who was always ready to die at any given moment. The guy wasn't afraid of dogs. How about that? Even I don't care how big the dog was. If that dog started barking, he'd get in its face. He'd get low at the same level and go, you got one chance. Back off. And he would blow in its face, and they would sense his satanic energy and curl up into the fetal position. That guy killed a wasp. He killed a hornet with 2 fingers. A giant hornet. And by the way, not a yellow jacket. I'm talking about the kind of wasp with 2 abdomens and like shiny armor and fur. That looks like dangerous candy. The kind of wasp the Lord puts on the earth to sting a man for his sins. Those ones? Right. The guy grabs it by the back of its neck and crushed its bones.
He actually had a neck.
More questions?
Yeah. Wow. No, that's. I was wondering though. And we talk about this all the time. There are blessings and curses to the evolution of how your comedy is disseminated, because I think now the onus is probably on any working comedian that knows that there's stuff. Somebody can do a deep dive and go through all your stuff And I think there's more pressure to generate new stuff than ever, correct? Because it's so easily accessible, your library.
It's unbelievable, man, because, you hear a lot of musicians talk about this. We are at a point where nobody's interested in really a body of work. So Netflix won't tell you this, but, if you look at anybody who's got a special on there, it's very, very successful. I don't care how famous. Most people get through 20 minutes, maybe, and turn the channel.
Wow.
And now comedy and music and everything is consumed like candy. It's just there to hit that dopamine, receptor and move on. And that's a very strange place to be. And trying to stay relevant and working on sort of something thematic, right, is almost a fool's errand, but you do it anyway. You got to do it anyway, man.
Well, that's right. You stop and think about, you look at, I forget who I was listening to, but they were talking about Stanley Kubrick, and they were talking about like dissecting Citizen Kane and the beats, the way movies used to be cut and the way they're cut now. And if you take it from the point when they say, wow, now we're living in an MTV generation, that's decades ago. Music video, it's now 10 times worse. It's like 1, 2, cut, 1, 2, cut. Yeah. And it's so quick. You're right, but where everything you consume is at that level.
Well, do you remember when the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue would come out, or the Victoria's Secret catalog would come out, and every guy in America was like, look at this. I got the internet, baby. I got Instagram. I can just, with a couple clicks, it's like the magic is all gone. It's just all gone. So it's an interesting time. I don't know where it heads. I don't know. My biggest worry is that, we don't have a fixed point of truth anymore.
Right.
Right. There's just no way to kind of even prove. I don't know if that's really the person talking or if that's something that's fake. I have no idea.
What do you think about the writers' strike with the AI stuff? They're that's a big issue about generating content that way. Do you think that's going to have immediate ramifications for stand-up? I can't see it right now.
Different. Stand-up is, look, you're always going to have that audience if you know how to do it, and there's nothing quite like being there. And, having a comedian improvise with the audience and having those happy accidents. Yeah. But the writer's strike and what they're asking for, God bless the writers. God bless them. But I'm afraid it's only going to get worse. It ain't going to get better for writers. It's only going to get worse. But let the marketplace decide. I'm a marketplace guy. And people will find their way. There's always room for ideas. But AI, I don't know. Do any of us know where we fit in the future in AI and the blockchain and nanotechnology? Like, I don't even know. Gene editing. Hey, what about this rusty machinery over here? A little something for the kid. But you know what I mean? All of us. This is why I love this radio show. You guys are still doing it. You're still doing it, which is fantastic. We need more of this. This is kind of like local radio stations.
Yeah.
It's part of the flavor. It's part of the flavor and fabric of Philly. Preston and Steve.
Well, we appreciate that. The truth is that ultimately, though, everything sort of comes back, even with AI. They were. I remember years ago they were saying, smart speakers are going to kill radio. And no, it actually made it more profound. Yeah. And so, one thing you learn is, at least like in any industry that's tangential to this, is the experts don't know what the hell they're. None of us know. You're just like floating on the river, and wherever you end up, you end up. But whatever.
But there's always and like to your point, I think there's always going to be room for. Original artistic expression and craftsmanship. When you watch a great guitarist do a riff, like Jeff Beck, there'll always be a place for people like Jeff Beck. There'll always be people that can bring you to your knees with their art, with what they can do on a guitar, on the drums, or with their voice. There'll always be a place for people to go, let's go watch this dude and laugh. Let's have a human experience, a human interactive. I hope.
Yeah.
Maybe we're just a bunch of old guys talking, but I hope, man. And if not, we'll perform for each other.
We're holding on to Morse code. Like that's the way. That's when people could communicate. But no, I agree, and I think ultimately. This might there's these glut of entertainers, and God bless them. God bless however you make your money, and if you're successful, that are people who throw a pie tin in the air for 50 million people on TikTok or whatever. I maybe this process will be sort of the editing process of reminding people what you really want, or the people that do have the chops, that have a legitimate talent, not to besmirch somebody.
Think about when you're on TikTok, or they get these people that have these huge followings. But when you watch that stuff, okay, when you're on TikTok and you watch this stuff, you get the feeling, and like compare thumbing through all that fantastic content on TikTok after an hour or 2 hours. Do that for 2 hours, and then go watch a great movie. Go watch a great crafted story. Yeah. Please tell me how you feel. Yeah. Because after you flip through TikTok, you feel like you ate 3 boxes of those chocolates. You know those chocolates where the candy master puts nougat and raspberry liqueur in them and some goat's blood. You know what I mean? You go tell me how your tummy feels and your head feels after that versus watching The Godfather or just a great movie. So I never worry. I think human beings seem to have a nostalgia, or they resonate. Something deep in our psyche or our soul. And I'm sounding like I'm being dramatic, but I'm being dead serious.
Yeah.
There's something in our soul that resonates with great story. And great story is hard to come by. And the reason it's hard to come by is because it's almost impossible to craft originally. A story well told is a craft that no AI can help you with. I'm sorry.
No, that's as salient a point and as clear an analogy as I've heard, because I just by happenstance watched Godfather 2 over the weekend, and there are beats and looks and Gordon Willis lighting and cinematography and all of those things that are working in concert to create timeless moments that really profoundly, even after seeing that movie, it's got to be in excess of 100 times, those moments that are meant to move you or rock your world still do. And so
that's right, man.
Yeah.
That's right. And think about religion for a second. Think about how technology, this exponential growth in technology and how we manipulate the electron. You would think that the idea of God dies. Yeah. You'd think the idea, but science can explain the mechanism. It can explain the mechanics of what is happening. It still doesn't answer the larger question of why.
Yeah.
Why are we here? How can I know anything? What am I doing here? How should I live my life? So I think art is there to kind of at least shine a light into that dark room.
Yeah.
Of our recesses, of our subconscious recesses. That's what we stay alive for. It really is. Yes, I know that there's plenty of abundance, and science gives us comfort and abundance, but I'm not so sure it's what we live for. We live for things like laughing and crying at the theater.
Yeah,
there should be music behind my dissertation.
I got you.
You're hitting all the right notes.
We'll get something here.
Well, we'll get you something here.
Appropriate here.
No Josh Groban.
Yeah. Here we go.
Yeah. What's that?
Well, this is.
There you go.
Yeah.
No,
that's a little too patriotic. It needs to be
more inner, more.
Not this. Not.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
I think he's talking about the human condition.
That's right.
Yeah, and what we really want to know. Listen, Roy Batty, Rutger Hauer at the end of Blade Runner, he wants to know what his impact was, how he mattered, and when he.
That's right.
And then you say, well, is he any less human than anybody else? Kathy says this about Blade Runner. No, it's the truth. It's the way we judge ourselves and what our impact is on the world. You want to know you meant something.
That's right.
There we
That's
go.
Exactly. Which is why we revere people that put themselves below a higher principle.
There we go.
Wow. All right. Well,
I've been changed.
Human interaction is the key point here that Bryan Callen is making, and you'll have plenty of time to interact as long as the tickets are not sold out. And I'm telling you, they're going to go. So Helium, 2 shows on Friday and Saturday, and then 1 show, a Sunday show, a rare Sunday show.
The Lord's Day. The Lord. I don't take the Sabbath off. No way. You out of your mind?
He's hilarious. Obviously, get your tickets. Get out and see him.
And we got to wrap up. So, Brian, you can loosen up on that squat now. I know you've been holding it this entire time.
It's amazing.
Thank God.
Yeah, there you go. Thank God how he stands up.
That lactic acid.
That lactic acid. It's called the burn. It's called the burn, all right?
I wish we were here on Friday, but we're going to be down the shore broadcasting live because we would love to have seen you in person, but we thank you so much for the time, and it is great to have you back in our city once again. Now, obviously you're married to this area, too, which is a beautiful thing. And Helium, a special place. Thanks, Brian. We'll talk to you soon. All right, brother?
You do good work, my friend.
Thank
Great
you, sir.
to see you guys.
Appreciate it. Bryan Callen, guys. Helium Comedy Club this weekend. Wow. He was getting philosophical at the end there.
Now,
and
because
it made me think of Dead Poets Society.
Yes.
Like,
that was just on.
Yeah.
I just watched it.
Doctor, lawyer, business. These are noble pursuits, but... passion, love, romance. These are things that we live for.
Exactly.
Necessary to sustain life. But
you guys want to continue the conversation of whether or not there's God?
Let's rattle down that little path for a little while.
It's funny. I was talking about the Battlestar Galactica, the reboot series, and in that, it's the machines that become very religious because of the way they've evolved, and it's pretty wild. But that was kind of very mind expanding from Brian.
Very much so. All right. Well, listen, before we take a break, let's give away the last 5 movie passes tonight, by the way, to see the movie About My Father. It's Sebastian Maniscalco and Robert De Niro. The show is tonight at 7 at the PFS East, and then it'll be in theaters on May 26th. So if you'd like to go, be one of the first 5 callers right now. We'll give you those tickets. We're going to come back in a second and more Bizarre File stories to share with you. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
You know what I mean? Like, if Steve was like, "Oh yeah, I'll take dessert," like I would know what to get him.
Right.
Chocolate chip cookie.
Chocolate chip cookies, brownies, dark dark chocolate.
Yes.
No whipped cream.
No whipped cream.
You can give me anything. I'll eat it.
Yeah, you're more of because you like to try stuff.
I like the sample.
But your favorite recent is the
pistachio is my favorite.
That's
flavor
now at the top of the list.
Yeah.
In fact, I bought some pistachio gelati.
Yeah.
Gelato, I guess I should say. Last night.
Dessert-wise, you know what's become a little bit overrated is that chocolate lava cake.
Oh, but it's so
Has
good.
become
Why is it overrated?
I was just talking to my wife. I said, is there any situation in which chocolate lava cake is not applicable?
You seen the movie Chef?
Yeah.
When he wigs out on the chocolate lava cake.
What is it? What's he say? Because it's in the middle.
It's a chocolate ganache. It's frozen.
Yeah.
It's frozen, and you cook it, and that's how it becomes molten in the middle. He's just this critic doesn't understand how it's made, and he's just wigging out, and he's like, "There's more to it than you think." But yeah, chocolate lava.
A lot of places won't let you do takeout chocolate
lava cake
because it's not going to port well.
Yeah. Right. I can't turn away a bread pudding if I'm out to dinner and that is on the dessert menu. I have to.
So you know, the Desmond has it's won Philly's best for their bread pudding, and it is sensational. I know a little bit of the secret of their bread pudding.
Oh,
hot dog rolls.
Hot dog rolls. You know what else? Those Hawaiian rolls.
Yes,
King's Hawaiian.
Mm-hmm.
Those ones are really good.
Yep.
And the best dessert I've had in the last couple of years is actually
dessert you don't have to get for your wife.
That one.
All right, I have an actual Kardashian roundup.
Oh, okay.
I got like 3 Kardashian stories here. So.
Think of it as one group flush.
Okay, Kardashian roundup. Here we go.
All right, we're going to round them up for you.
I'm Robert Mitchum, and this is Kardashian Roundup.
Kim shared an amazing throwback video featuring her, Khloe, and Kourtney auditioning for Star Search.
Oh, it was amazing.
Did you see it?
I did.
I've not seen it.
Okay, for what, spokesmodel?
They lip synced Tiffany's I Think We're Alone Now while wearing matching metallic outfits chosen by Kris Jenner.
Not much has changed because they're still pretending to have talent.
And they were little kids when they did this.
Okay.
She wrote on Instagram, our Star Search audition. Clearly, we didn't get 4 stars, but Kris Jenner did for our outfits. The family matriarch commented on the post and wrote, "Those were the days when I got to dress you guys. I knew I should have been a stylist."
I thought, seeing this video that we're watching, I thought that was Ed McMahon, but it was Chloe.
Speaking of Chloe, she celebrated hitting a social media milestone yesterday, or on Wednesday. She added a photo of herself topless.
What?
In honor of her 178 million Instagram followers.
Okay.
Is that a milestone, 178 million?
No, it's just a reason to drop your top.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, right? That was just the excuse for the photo.
It's kind of an arbitrary number, isn't it?
It's not topless.
Yeah, in the photo, well, her hair is covering
It
her
is
boobs.
topless.
She's not wearing a top, but her top is covered.
Yeah.
I think is what Casey
She is sans top.
With
She is
fake
topless,
hair.
but
And
her
it's-
boobs aren't out.
It's covered with fake hair.
Man, I'm looking at these pictures. They just don't look real.
It's so
Just don't look real.
And I do not find this cosmetic surgery look in any way attractive.
Yeah.
I think there are a group of people that do, though.
They do, yes.
And I think it's people who all get plastic surgery and I guess understand it or understand why she wants to get it.
Yeah, body dysmorphia group.
Whatever that commercial is, Steve, that we see on TV with her in it, like she looks like she can't even really move.
Eating popcorn.
You what?
I got my daughter eating popcorn.
You're here with your daughter eating popcorn.
Yeah. And like it just looks so awkward. Like she's like hugging and playing with her daughter, but it's like her face.
Don't touch the face!
Yeah, her face doesn't move.
Don't touch the face!
It's so bizarre.
Yeah.
Wait, excuse me, Chloe. You got a little schmutz here on
Don't touch! Don't touch! Let it fall off. Let it dry up and fall off.
Don't touch. Don't touch. It might cave in.
Don't touch! Don't touch! Close the windows.
Close the window.
Mommy, you got a little something on your lip.
No! No! What did I tell you? Don't touch mommy's face. Don't touch mommy's face. Don't touch mommy's face.
In the photo, Chloe is.
Don't even look at mommy's face. I don't know, the eye beams or something. I don't know.
Eye beams?
I don't know. Maybe there's radiation. I don't know. I'm not willing to take the risk.
I want to remind you that our Love You Help You line is available for your convenience should you be looking to, if you're looking to get a little boost to a business. It's something we've still, we're continuing, even though things have gotten a little bit more back to normal. But,
yeah, but
they're going back as well, you know.
There's a big conundrum out there, and if I can take this opportunity, Preston, just to give you an idea of what we're looking for, what people are looking for, our friend JP, who used to own the Ugly Moose in Manioc, now owns a place called the Bagataway Tavern in Conshohocken. Listen to what he's looking for. He needs a GM, kitchen manager, servers, bartenders, barbacks, experienced chefs. He's a great guy, great boss, and all those positions are available, and he needs help. He's finding it hard, to keep things running. Right. And that's the issue. So if you're looking for work, time has never been better. He actually says you can call him on his phone, his actual phone, which is 484-988-0942. The great place in Conshohocken. But again, if you have a business and you're looking for assistance, anything to help you get up and running. As you said, President, it's eased up a little bit, and hopefully we keep going in a good direction.
Mm-hmm.
But, man, it's wanted signs all over the place.
Wait, did he buy that from the owners, or was he always the owner?
He was always
of
a
that?
co-owner, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he's
way.
always been associated with that. The Ugly Moose sadly no longer exists.
Yeah, that was a great place.
It was great.
I
We
loved it
it.
there.
That was a cool place.
Yeah.
Let's try and forget about the moose for a moment.
Forget about the moose.
We need.
Why don't you forget the moose?
Ugly Moose! Ugly Moose!
I really enjoy the intro to the moose clip.
All the mooses are waiting for you.
Hey, which button was that?
It was pink, then green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you forget the moose?
That's
for a moment. Why don't you forget the moose? For a moment.
We need that needs to be a set clip.
That's great.
Yep, we'll have to do that.
Man, this is one of the best shows we've ever had.
A moose charged a runner. Again! Kid you not.
Why don't you forget the moose for a moment?
A moose charged a runner and left him with a hoof print shaped cut on the back of his head.
Oh, that's awful.
Colorado officials
That's just
said.
something to remember me by.
Yeah. The New Mexico man was running on a trail with his two dogs Wednesday when they encountered a moose.
Why don't you forget the moose for a moment?
The runner was on a trail. The dogs were off leash about 50 feet in front of the man during the run. They suddenly bolted back toward the man. He stopped and saw the bull moose at about 50 feet. At that point, the dogs ran past him and left the scene. Yeah, they're out, dude.
Yeah.
They're checking out.
You had a story, was it earlier this week or last week, about a woman being, like, stomped?
Yep, exactly. The man took 2 steps towards the moose to see it better, and that caused it to charge towards the man.
Why don't you forget the moose for a moment?
The moose attacked the runner, giving him minor injuries, and he was taken to the hospital and released the same day. The sheriff said he was very lucky that his only injury is a hoof print-shaped laceration on the back of his head.
You bet your ass.
Moose attacks in Colorado are increasing. They are protective animals and will defend their territory and young. Now, I had a moose question earlier this morning, trivia question for the Stupid Question, and did not know that they're solitary, so they do not have herds of moose.
That's why a lot of them are writers.
They live a lonely existence. And
Oh, that's sad.
Once their offspring are about 18 months old, the cow, the mom, will shun them, like push them away. Yeah, exactly.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
That's essentially what they do, and then they just kind of roam all alone.
Maybe they're happy, Kath. How do you know?
They are happy.
I guess. I mean, could be happy alone. I don't know. It just seems sad to not have any family or friends.
All right, how about this?
Poor things.
Police.
1 is the loneliest number that you ever moosed.
So we'll go through some stories here for you, starting with Zoe Kravitz and Channing Tatum. They are officially a couple.
Yeah!
Us Weekly has confirmed it. This comes after weeks of rumors. A source exclusively tells us of the actors Channing and Zoe are dating. They connected while working on their upcoming film, Pussy Island.
Pussy Island.
Yes.
Yes. Which is, we have yet to determine what Pussy Island is about.
Nope.
We assume it's an island that looks like a large vagina.
No, it might be cats.
Oh, that's true. Yes, cats, of course.
Oh.
So this is perfect timing because just by happenstance over the weekend, I watched the second Magic Mike movie. And Nick, you said you saw that.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't quite get it, but and I'm not sure what exactly I watched. I felt like I went to the whole movie is basically a male dance review.
You're not sure if it's a movie.
It seems like there's really nothing there.
Yeah.
Other than
no story, it's just the show.
A lot of sitting around talking, and then a lot of pelvic thrusting into women's faces, and big presentations. And I can't say that I hated it.
I went with 2 women, and they loved it. So we all left the theater in a good mood because they were in a great mood. So why not? A little eye candy.
There's stuff, Nick, and you'll agree to this, that Channing Tatum does to these women, like Preston standing on the chair, thrusting, flipping around. You would F someone in half if that's the way you approach sex.
Speaking of Channing Tatum, totally different than the movie. What was it that you just mentioned? Magic Mike 2.
Yes.
My daughter turned me on to a movie that Channing Tatum is in, and it's called The Book of Life. I had never seen it. It's an animated movie, and it's great. And he voices one of the main characters.
He's really talented. He's good.
Guillermo del Toro produced it, and it's really, really well done, but I had never seen it. It's no Pussy Island.
I was so intrigued by Pussy Island. If anyone has any idea what it's about.
It might be cats, man. 'Cause you know, some of those island nations, remember when we were on Anguilla or St. Martin, it was overrun with cats.
Yeah.
They're all over the place. So it very well could be that. I don't know.
Yeah, when I was in St. Lucia,
near the Butthole Islands,
they had these little. I mean, at the resort that we were at, they had a bunch of different restaurants. A bunch of different restaurants, and there were definitely cats at the restaurants. Not our maitre d's.
No,
but,
Case, for the longest time, so you're familiar with Dirty Dancing, obviously, the Catskills. If you ever went up to a resort in upstate New York, around the restaurant, in the actual place where you were eating, cats were walking because they were there to take care of the mice problem.
Yeah,
And so
I'd rather have cats than mice and rats.
Here's the conceit of Pussy Island. Frida, who is Kravitz, is a young, clever Los Angeles cocktail waitress who has her eyes set on the prize, philanthropist and tech mogul Slater King, who's Channing Tatum.
Slater King, that sounds like a name.
When she skillfully maneuvers her way into King's inner circle and ultimately an intimate gathering on his private island, she is ready for a journey of a lifetime. Despite the epic setting, beautiful people, ever-flowing champagne, and late-night dance parties, Frida can sense that there's more to this island than meets the eye, something she can't quite put her finger on.
On. Steve.
I can't put my finger in it.
On it.
Oh, on it.
On it.
You still have it wrong.
But it says it's something terrifying.
I'm sure it is.
Those are the last
You remember the first time?
It was a little scary.
Wait a second. I'm up to my wrist.
What am I doing here?
I'm up to my elbow.
A little scary that first time. Succulent.
I handle my succulent.
Yes. That's the main reason I brought this up. I was hoping that
Mandy would join.
All about the succulents.
Not watering enough.
My index fingers around my nipples.
Oh my God. And that wet ass succulent.
Wet ass succulent.
Interesting.
You had me at wet ass.
I know.
On the Hallmark Channel tonight.
Wet
Wet
ass.
ass succulent. I inherited my grandmother's succulent shop. And here comes Brick Laser, the new man in town.
Brick Laser?
His child died of some disease. I don't know. I didn't ever know the kid. It doesn't matter. And he helps me with my succulents.
With the flashlight thing, an easier way if you are doing
WMMR.
WMMR.
Okay.
What happened?
What happened?
What's going on?
So this goddamn system. I hit the button. Okay. I hit the button. I didn't hear the bizarre file intro, so I hit it again.
Oh.
And there was lag. It triggered the bizarre file intro, and then it triggered the element that came right after that. And so that's why it's faded out.
I contend that this is a nightmare system. So for maybe for other shows, not so much, but we're very kinetic and have a lot of elements. I think it's problematic. I think they need to tear out the whole new board and get us something that is completely different.
Yes, I think we need to blow up the studio. Start again.
That probably will not happen.
No.
Yeah.
All right, I think we're ready now. Thank you, Casey.
You're welcome. WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you this morning by A.D. Moyer, your professional source for decks, windows, doors, millwork, and more. admoyer.com. I have mainly disturbing stories for you in the bizarre file, but listen.
I'll try to be inappropriately humorous.
There's nowhere else to put these. So a housekeeper encountered a deadly sight Wednesday afternoon in Naples, Florida, authorities said, and helped to get a suspect behind bars. So it was around 2:30 p.m. The maid was called by one of her clients, a guy named Anthony Michael Corrado, who asked her to come and clean up a real mess at his grandparents' home. When she arrived at the house, she noticed Corrado was covered in blood.
Oh, boy.
The woman went into the bathroom, and she heard heavy breathing and saw a large blue tarp on the floor with something moving underneath.
Don't look under that.
She began to unwrap the tarp and found Corrado's grandmother with a plastic bag over her head. When she attempted to remove the bag, Corrado told her to stop because she would get blood everywhere. Corrado then told the woman to help her get rid of his grandmother's body before his grandfather got home from the grocery store and disabled the security cameras.
Okay, but I don't do windows.
The housekeeper insisted they call 911, but Corrado, who has a long rap sheet, told her no because he didn't want to go back to prison. So obviously, she's scared, and this dude's a psycho.
What kind of housekeeper are you?
So the housekeeper told Corrado that she needed to get some cleaning supplies from her car.
Oh, okay.
And left, and she went to go get help. She flagged down a deputy in his patrol vehicle a short distance away. Deputies then went into the house, saw Corrado still wearing blood-spattered clothes in the driveway next to a car with the trunk open. In the bedroom, the grandmother, an 82-year-old woman, was found dead with injuries from blunt head trauma. The 74-year-old grandfather, who had returned from the store, was still alive, and he was wrapped in a blanket.
Oh, my God.
The second victim, who also had injuries consistent with blunt head trauma, was taken by helicopter to the trauma unit in Fort Myers. Deputies continued to search the home and observed blood on the walls and floors and a heavy hammer with smeared blood on the kitchen countertop. Corrado was arrested and booked into the Collier County Jail. He was facing charge of second-degree murder and aggravated battery on a person of 65 years of age or older. How messed up is
When that housekeeper got home that evening, that story was the first or how many stories in that she relayed to her family?
I don't know. Maybe she had a long day and had a few other things.
I'm
to get
assuming
out of
that's
the way
the
first.
top position, right?
All right, disturbing story number 2. An OnlyFans model who goes by Talia Madison online went viral after revealing she discovered that her stepfather was her #1 subscriber on OnlyFans.
That's got to be uncomfortable.
Talia didn't reveal her age. She's obviously an adult, but she stated that her stepfather had been in her life since she was 11 years old, and she added that on OnlyFans he spent $2,000 on custom content and every single video she sent out. Talia got suspicious when someone under the same username from OnlyFans watched one of her TikTok videos.
Is it possible he's just a protective dad?
And she was alerted that the TikTok user's phone number was in her contact list.
Oh, God.
Talia then explained, I narrowed it down to 6 people, and one of them was my stepdad. I went with my gut feeling, and I messaged the OnlyFans account, and I said, I know who this is. And within 2 minutes, I got a text from my stepdad saying, hey, Ty, can we talk? After that, Dad was caught. Talia revealed that in a second video that her stepdad denied it to all of his friends, and obviously my mom got rid of him right away. But yeah, if you want to talk about my family trauma, my stepdad watched me having sex with my partner for 2 months. When it came to special requests that he would make on OnlyFans, Talia revealed that her stepdad would ask to see the underwear that I was wearing every day and to take photos in the bathroom while she was at work.
Do they provide family discounts?
She then stated he also requested when I was filming solo content at home that I would not do it in the bathroom or shower. He always wanted it to be on my bed or on the floor in my bedroom. She clarified that these were places that her stepdad had access to.
Wow. Beyond creepy.
Uh-huh. All right, disturbing story number 3. An elderly man died after allegedly getting run over by a street sweeper in Lakeland early Thursday morning.
Cleaned his clock.
Police said the city of Lakeland street sweeper being operated by Terry Pelham was traveling north around 4:34 a.m. While the sweeper turned right, Pelham felt an impact. Pelham then checked his surroundings and after finding nothing, proceeded to drive forward heading east. He then noticed the victim lying on the road behind the sweeper, which prompted him to immediately get out of the vehicle and call 911.
By the time he realized something was wrong, the vehicle was already 9 feet away.
Traffic homicide detectives said that they are unsure what the victim was doing on the road and that they are still trying to find his next of kin. The victim's exact cause of death has yet to be determined.
Horrible.
Wow.
Horrible.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're right. This is a disturbing, bizarre file.
I can keep going or...
hold my beer.
I can move on to something less...
Go ahead. Get it out of the way now.
Okay, go ahead and get it out of the way.
Yeah.
All right. Homicide detective. This isn't as disturbing. It's just unfortunate. Homicide detectives in Australia are investigating why a police officer felt so threatened by a 95-year-old woman clutching a walking aid and a steak knife that he needed to taser her inside her nursing home.
We were pretty much allowed to go.
Claire Nowland, a great-grandmother with dementia, is in critical condition in the hospital after being tasered early Wednesday by a senior constable who had been called out to a home of care staff to reports of a resident with a knife.
You can't take that risk. You got to shoot towards the full body mass.
Peter Cotter, police assistant commissioner, attempted to explain the officer's actions at a news briefing on Friday after watching video of the incident captured by 2 police body cameras. He said at the time that she was tasered, she was approaching police. It is fair to say at a slow pace. She had a walking frame, but she had a knife. I can't take it any further as to what was going through anyone's mind when he used the taser, Cotter said. The community has been outraged by the events. Andrew Thaler, a community advocate, said Nolan's family, which includes 8 children and dozens of grandchildren and great-grandchildren, are taking turns keeping vigil by her bedside. Thaler said, I don't think there's going to be a recovery. Tasers take out bulls and fully grown men, and she's a slip of a woman, he said. Nowland has dementia and had lived at the home for 5 years. So they had asked her a number of times to drop the knife, And for whatever reason, she didn't. And when she got tased, she hit the ground and hit her head. So, yeah, so she's in bad condition. All right, there you go. You're all disturbing. Bizarre file this morning.
There was an upside, though, Preston. Check out this text that came in.
All right, it says, the first bizarre file scared me so much that it got rid of my hiccups.
Hey!
All right.
There's
So
a plus.
we're seeing the good things.
Silver lining.
Here, so thank you for sharing that.
If you were helped by the old woman getting tased, let us know.
Mystery texter. We appreciate that. All right, what am I giving away one of these?
Yes, you are.
All right, so there is a comedy show. It's Andrew Schultz, who's going to be performing at the Ocean Casino Resort in AC on July 29th. It's a Saturday. Tickets go on sale Thursday, but we have them before you can buy them. We'll take caller number 19 at 215-263-WMMR, and we will give you tickets to see Andrew Schultz Saturday, July 29th at the Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City. You want to get tickets, go to theoceanac.com, and those tickets go on sale Thursday at 10 a.m. We'll be back in just a moment.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
What, the flashlight?
Yeah.
Show me.
I'll show you.
Stop it.
Yeah. Hey,
Get out of here.
I'm talking to Siri. Will you, please? Hey, Siri, turn on the flashlight. Here you go. You ready?
Oh, my.
Did mine go on?
Hey, Siri, turn the flashlight off. Yeah. There you go.
Oh,
It's on.
wow.
So if your hands are full, you can use it, or if it's sitting in a position where you need it on or off at certain times, you can just use that hands-free function.
Dude, thank you so
I didn't know
much.
that. I came across some, Siri tricks that you can do online. I was like, well,
Get it
son
now.
of a bitch.
I knew that when I was 12.
A historic milestone has been reached by writer-director Nia DaCosta. She is the first black female director to have a film debut in the #1 spot in the U.S. box office with Candyman.
Nice.
She co-wrote the sequel to the original 1992 horror film with Jordan Peele, casting all black leads and addressing elements of racism throughout the film. The movie is also the second highest grossing 3-day opening for a black female director, right behind Ava DuVernay for A Wrinkle in Time. Candyman is currently in theaters.
I saw a tweet that was really funny about Candyman, and it's true. It's like Candyman he's a reasonable person. Just don't say his name, and he'll stay out of your life.
Yeah,
it's as simple as
you
that.
say it a couple times. You got to say it 5 times in front of a mirror. Otherwise, he'll leave you the F alone.
He's just minding his own business.
Just being all Candyman.
Yeah. And then you say his name, and then why now I got.
Well, you want it, man.
But why does that bother him so much?
Well, I don't know.
Well, he's got issues. He's not
says,
innocent.
Keep my name out your mouth. Is what he said.
That's basically it, man.
So, but if I were to say your name 5 times, you wouldn't come and kill me.
No,
Well, it depends
he
on
would
how
give you a
say
kiss
it.
on the forehead.
Yeah.
That's right. Go ahead. Go ahead. Say my name 5
Casey
times.
boy, Casey boy, Casey boy, Casey boy, Casey boy, Casey boy. I think I said 5 times. I just got a kiss on the forehead. That was nice.
Say my name 5 times.
A different kind of thing.
That would be the worst horror movie ever.
This is not scary.
Yeah.
It's a little creepy,
Said
I
this
guess.
guy's name in the bathroom mirror, and it came out and kissed my forehead.
I don't understand.
I was sitting here minding my own business.
And I did it.
To kiss your
I went and
forehead.
did it.
Keep my name out your mouth.
Well, that kind of made my day. It honestly did. So thanks, pal. I appreciate
I was just relaying the legend.
But right now, it's
Peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time.
all right. So yesterday, how did this even come up? I forgot.
Well, Steve sang his jingle, and then you guys commented
right.
on Peter Pan,
Yeah,
and I
it's-
said Peter Pan is an inferior peanut butter, and Preston, you took umbrage with
I
that
took
statement.
offense to that.
Yes, which you grew up on it.
Yeah, I grew up in a Peter Pan household.
Yeah, and so Casey and I were defending the honor of Jif, and I said that Jif is my favorite, although we'll see if that's actually true.
And then I said, well, at least we can all agree that Skippy sucks. And then Kathy jumped in, so we all took sides.
But here's
Steve, do you take a side at all?
Yes, I agreed. I agreed with Kathy. Kathy is her pirate
Stevie.
name. Yeah. I also, believe it or not, I think Peter Pan has merit.
Okay.
So,
all right.
I'm kind of Switzerland in this because I think everything has merit.
Here's the thing for me. I think I'll definitely be able to identify the Skippy, but I honestly don't eat any other peanut butter but that, so I don't know if I'll be able to decipher between Peter Pan and Jif.
I don't think I've ever had Peter Pan.
So, all right, so here's what I'd like to do. I'd like to see, A, if you can identify what it is.
Right. Okay.
And B, rank which you think is the best one.
So we have,
I think all peanut butter's great.
I do too. I'm a big. I can't ever remember saying, "Oh, that's terrible peanut butter."
Except maybe some of the natural ones. If you're really in the mood for the super sweet peanut butter, it can be a minor letdown. But I do like those too.
And by the way, the 3 spoons that we have here, fortunately, only equal like 1,000 calories.
Oh my God!
Good.
Peanut butter is insanely high in calories.
It's great for protein.
Yes.
It's great for if you're just gonna stop at like half a spoonful.
Yeah.
That's fine. No one does.
Yeah, but who can do
And
that?
so you have 45,000 calories.
I think like a tablespoon is like 80 calories.
Yeah.
Or maybe more, maybe like 110 or something.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Here's the deal, and I don't want to besmirch peanut butter. I hope peanut butter's not listening right now, but I think peanut butter is only good when it's accompanied by something else.
Milk.
Peanut butter
I don't
by
agree.
itself. This is my opinion.
Yeah.
I feel like peanut butter needs something else to shine.
Some type of bread.
No, some type of, well, maybe bread, yes, but I don't even like peanut butter sandwiches, but like a jelly, a honey, a pretzel.
I can do just peanut butter on an English muffin, on a piece of toast.
Absolutely.
Stuff like
you could
that.
put it, so especially when you have it on a fresh out of the toaster.
Yes.
And it melts. Yeah, we're looking at the calorie.
That's 2 tablespoons.
That's 2.
2 tablespoons, 188
About
calories.
90.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we have a clear spoon. Casey, give me some music because we're just going to be sitting here smacking our lips.
Peanut butter jelly time.
People are going to hate that. All right. So try the white spoon. And see,
which one first?
Clear.
Clear?
The clear. Yeah.
All right.
Do you have your scoring sheet?
I do. Yes, I do.
All right. Now, if you're one of those people that hates the sound of smacking lips,
You're going to hate this.
You're going to absolutely detest this.
If you believe in peanut butter, clap your hands.
Is it? Can we comment, or is this a contest?
I think I know what that is. No, it's a contest. Don't comment.
No comment.
Okay.
Okay. I think I know what that one.
I think I know what that one is too. All right. When you're done.
Wait.
We don't have any palate cleansers either. So.
Oh, I do. Well, I got water. You got water.
Yeah.
Can I tell you, I know which one is my Skippy before I even taste it, just by the look of it.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll be impressed if that's
Kathy,
the case.
that's how I felt.
Now I'm gonna
about,
try.
not about Skippy, but about
Are we
you.
doing 1 to 10 or 1 to 5 for rating, numerical taste?
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go through all 3 of them before I decide which one I like best.
But 1 to 10, is that the?
Let's do 1 to 10.
All right, now white spoon.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh.
Okay. God, it's all good.
Okay.
Also good.
Oh my God, I got too much in my mouth now.
Yeah.
It
You hear that
can
in porn movies.
be like a full-on paste. All right, I think I know what that is.
Okay.
I may change my answer, but
You can. We just have to when we do the final tally. All right, and then I'm gonna turn this music up so people don't hear us going.
This is a lot. This is a lot harder than I thought.
By the way, I want you to know that I wrote down my Skippy answer before I even tasted it.
All right, just on site. All right, we're doing the yellow spoons now, correct?
Yeah.
yellow.
Colored, whatever your color is.
All right, mine's red. I'm like, oh no.
To be honest, they all pretty much taste the same to me. I can't really clearly, definely pick out a difference between those, but I'm just jotting down.
Skippy's creamier than the other 2.
It is. Okay.
That's what I think.
Honestly.
All right, now rate the taste.
All right, rate your taste here.
Oh.
1 to 10?
Yeah. Or should you do 1, 2, 3? Which one you like best?
All right, yeah, let's do that.
Best to worst. 1, 2, and 3.
All right.
I've actually surprised myself.
One being the best.
I may be a changed man.
Okay.
I'm trying not to use my
Penis?
predetermined, my predetermined decision on what I was saying yesterday to influence. But if I'm wrong,
that's a sign of a man looking to evolve.
Well, I would like to. Life's about change, Steve.
Okay. So,
All right,
real quick, do we want to say what we thought was the best tasting one first?
No. Here's why I think the way we should roll this out. Now, Marissa's the only one who knows the answers.
Right.
I think we all say what we think number one is.
Okay.
And then she'll reveal what it is. And then we all say what we think number two is, and so on. Okay. And see if we get it right. All right. I thought number one was Jif.
I too thought number one was Jif.
I thought number one was Jif.
Wow.
So again, I don't know the difference between Jif and Peter Pan, so I went Peter Pan.
Okay. And Nick?
I thought number one was Jif.
Okay. And Marissa, what is number one?
Confirming that number one is the clear spoon.
Yes. Number one is the clear spoon.
It's Peter Pan.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Gift outdoors. If you're a beachgoer, this is perfect for you. It's an awesome table setup that will not blow away on the beach. Casey and I did this little commercial for it, which you'll be able to see soon. And we're gonna give that away for the Word of the Week prize. We'll get the letter coming up at the end of the program. But in the meantime, we have something else that we are going to be giving away right now. We are going to be giving away a pair of same-day ride and water park tickets to Morey's Piers in Wildwood, if you can answer this question correctly. Earlier this morning, we found out that Charlie Sheen has two pets. Give me the name of at least one of them. And it's not real, okay? You can't go do a search and see what, Charlie Sheen's pets' names are. This is not for real. Let's see if you were listening, though. What are Charlie Sheen's pets' names? I need at least one of them. 215-263-WMMR. Call now.
The trash business is a gold mine. 93.3 WMMR with Preston and Steve's Hollywood Trash.
All right, brought to you by Coors Light. Join us, the Preston and Steve Show, live from Keenan's in North Wildwood this Friday for the official opening of the Jersey Shore. Be there starting at 6 a.m. It's brought to you by Coors Light, made to chill down the shore. What's going on this morning, Steve?
Well, Nick Cannon says he loves being the father of 12 children and admits to having a favorite. Cannon says he loves them all, but is especially fond of the middle four. Ciara is defending the naked dress she wore to the Vanity Fair Oscar party earlier this year. The 37-year-old singer calls the dress a celebration of guys looking at her vagina.
Oh, my God.
And finally, Beyonce and Jay-Z have set a record for the most expensive home purchased in the state of California with a $295 million Malibu estate. The home is so big that the basement contains 2 spare mansions.
Wow. Let's see if someone knows the answer to this question. What are Charlie Sheen's pet names? All right, there were 2 of them. We need at least one of them. 215-263-WMMR is the number. We're going to go to Alan. And see if we can get the answer here this morning. Alan, good morning to you, sir.
I want to eat
Alan.
Hang on, Alan. All right. There we go. All right, Alan, what was the name of Charlie Sheen's pets, please? One of them at least.
Queef Stain.
Queef Stain, yes. Well done, Alan. Alan. You got it right.
Alan.
We're gonna. We're gonna give you a pair of tickets.
Alan.
Same day ride and water park tickets, and that is for Morey's Piers in Wildwood, and unlimited rides on 3 piers and both water parks. And it's also this week's big friggin' deal. Get 1 same day ride and water park combo ticket to Morey's Piers for just $70. Available now through Sunday, but only while supplies last at WMMR.com. And the keyword is deal.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
Brought to you this morning by Sequoia Outback. Shop the Memorial Day sale at Sequoia Outback, Route 309 in Hatfield, or at DeckSupplies.com. We'll begin with the big news about Foo Fighters. They've revealed John Freese is their new live drummer. Freese has replaced longtime drummer Taylor Hawkins, obviously, as he passed away in March of 2022. Prior to revealing Freese as their new drummer, the band teased other potential replacements in a skit that featured a bunch of people. Is that what we have here, Casey?
Yes.
Or is this the whole thing?
No.
Or okay.
About 3/4 of it.
Here we go.
Have you ever gotten?
By the way, they're just hanging out in the studio. It's black and white, and they're obviously they're going to be recording. They have their instruments on, and some knocks come at the door while they're just having conversation.
Have you ever gotten into a fight with someone in your band on stage? Fist fight on stage. Hold on. Come on. Hey,
Hey, see? There's a white Mercedes blocking me.
Oh, is that you, Rami?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we'll be there in a second. Thanks, Chad.
All right, so that was Chad Smith, and then next knock on the door is Tommy Lee.
It was good to see Chad.
Good uniform. Really? Yeah. Come on. Dudes. Oh. Hey, Tommy. Hey, what's up, man?
I got the PF Changs.
Oh, yes. You just put it in the kitchen for us, would you?
Cool.
Thanks, Tommy.
See you on the road.
See you, buddy. See ya.
All right, and then Danny Carey of Tool pops in.
He's so funny.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Oh, well, I guess we skipped that part. Then it goes right to John Freeze when they realize that he has been sitting there the whole time. And as he says,
Excuse me. Guys, could we just I don't know, play a song?
Sure, Josh. Yeah. All right, yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
By the way, it's Josh. I don't know why in this copy, the actual music news item I have here, it says John Freeze. I do.
Surprised it doesn't say John Cleese.
Yeah, John Cleese. But
Ministry
anyhow,
of Silly Walks.
Josh has played with a gazillion people. He's kind of a go-to session guy. So if you need somebody to play on an entire album, like he did, he used to be with Guns N' Roses. He actually co-wrote some of Chinese Democracy.
Right.
But Nine Inch Nails, Paramore, Sting. I mean, the list is huge.
He's incredibly
Evanescence and what's that?
He's incredibly versatile, and he seems to fit in with the vibe of the band.
Very much so. Yeah. So good for them. And this will be perfect. And this is he will be their touring drummer. So the live guy. We'll see what ends up happening when they eventually. If they want to move on with another studio drummer or not, I do not know. But obviously, Dave is more than capable and is on the most recent recording.
So I brought this up before, but he was with Sublime with Rome from 2011 to 2017. I think that means he must have been in our studio.
Yeah, I don't remember if he came in. I'd have to see video because I thought were all three members here.
Yeah,
yeah. He was with Tim Daly and David Faustino.
No.
Okay.
I remember the original member of Sublime was not very talkative. And the other two guys were.
Okay.
And I think one of those other guys was Josh Freeze.
All right. We'll see if we can go back and find pictures.
It's John Freeze, Nick.
To indicate, John Freeze. All right, looks as though the issues that have long plagued the Van Halen camp are still the reason why an official Eddie Van Halen tribute show hasn't come to pass 2.5 years after his death. Okay, hang on. I'll break in here because there's video playing and everybody's looking at it. So
there's a Bruder film here for us right now.
Okay.
And we're looking.
That's Rome.
That's Spain.
We don't know.
Give it a second.
Guys, get his head down.
The guy on the left.
Yeah.
And the guy playing the bongos? Yeah.
Blonde
I'm not
hair.
sure. Do us a favor. See if you guys can find out in there. I'll continue on this, and then let me know what you find out definitively.
You sure you want to do that?
I think so. So Wolfgang Van Halen explained the ease in which the Foo Fighters were able to salute Taylor Hawkins, since we were talking about him. Don't apply to Van Halen, saying he had said, no, I think with the Foo Fighters, they have a lot less drama involved in their camp. And unfortunately, with Van Halen, there's many pieces that don't operate as they should, unfortunately. But that's neither here nor there. He said it's just how reality is, unfortunately, sometimes. Back in October, he said when it comes to Van Halen and entities surrounding the band, it's unfortunate. Certainly compared to Foo Fighters, who have their crap together with interpersonal relationships. He said, I don't know what it is with some bands, but certain personalities just can't get over themselves to work collectively for one purpose, and that's been the curse of Van Halen for its entire career.
Preston.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't say crap, did he?
No, he didn't.
I knew it.
I paraphrased. He went on to say, my playing title at the Taylor shows delivered that catharsis without the stresses of dealing with the Van Halen camp and the players involved. Their camp is very dysfunctional, everyone, he said. Hell, it was difficult to make plans even when the band was active. So it's just, in his mind, forget it.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah. Mammoth Van Halen will open for Metallica May 26th in Hamburg, Germany. Smashed and reassembled guitar of Kurt Cobain has sold at auction for $595,000. nearly 10 times the original estimate of 60 grand.
Here's what it sounds like being played.
Okay.
Huh.
The Lefty Black Stratocaster, which remains unplayable, was sold as part of Julian Auction's Music Icons event. That also sold pieces from the Beatles, Eddie Van Halen, Alex Van Halen, Kiss, Motley Crue, Led Zeppelin, and Emerson, Lake and Palmer, among many others.
Probably asked this question a 250,000 times, but I'll ask it again. If there's one piece of rock memorabilia on the instrumentation side that you would desperately want, what would it be?
Probably the guitar that Jimi Hendrix lit on fire.
All right.
I think that was at the Monterey
Pop Festival?
I think that was at. I don't know. That one just always
legendary.
Stood out to me as wow. That'd be pretty amazing. So I think so.
I think for me it'd be Milli Vanilli's Zither.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's iconic.
Yeah, I would say so. So by the way, the guitar was signed by all 3 members of Nirvana. With additional inscriptions to Mark Lanigan, of Screaming Trees, by Cobain, who had written, "Hello, Mark. Love your pal Kurt Cobain, washed up rock star," as well as the inscription. He also wrote, "Boda lives," which is engraved in the neck plate, referring to Cobain's childhood imaginary friend. That's housed in a black hard case with "Abort Christ" written on top in white block letters, and includes a white Ernie Ball guitar strap. So it went for almost $600,000. And things like that are only going to appreciate over time.
Oh, my God.
With, as more legend builds. All right, so what am I playing here?
This is the intro with Sublime with Rome.
All right, please welcome Rome, Eric, and Josh. It is Sublime with Rome. Good morning, guys.
There we go.
So Josh was here.
Yeah, he was
Indeed.
nice.
We have confirmed that.
He was nice, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Pete Brown, the famed lyricist for Cream, has died at age 82 years old.
Be nice.
He had a long battle with cancer. And Jack Bruce, by the way, his death was announced by the family of Jack Bruce, the former bassist and fellow songwriter, who wrote, "Pete Brown will forever be remembered for his classic lyrics to such Cream standards as I Feel Free, White Room, Politician, and the band's signature tune, Sunshine of Your Love." And then finally we'll end with this. Paul Simon has revealed he suffered from sudden hearing loss in his left ear.
What?
The 81-year-old said that the life-changing moment occurred while he was making his new album, 7 Psalms.
Has he regained it?
No.
Oh.
He said that he made the album starting with guitar pieces before bringing the album, bringing together the lyrics, many of which came to him in dreams. However, during this process, he quite suddenly lost most of the hearing in his left ear. He said nobody has an explanation for it. So
I beg your pardon.
Everything became more difficult.
Listen, you can hear he's having difficulty hearing.
He said, my reaction to that was frustration and annoyance, not quite anger yet, because I thought it would pass, that it would repair itself.
He has occasional seizures.
Simon, who is recently recovering from COVID, said that his hearing has yet to repair itself, which means he is unlikely to return to live performance. He said, boy, have I been beaten up these past couple of years. Which reported that into the publication, which reported that one of the reasons a singer-songwriter who grew up in New York is now living on a quiet ranch in Texas is because of his hearing loss.
That's
too bad.
I wonder if that is COVID-related, a long COVID?
I don't know,
And if
yeah.
there's a chance it would come back like someone's taste or something? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good question. And
I don't see him on a Texas ranch.
I know, me either. That's it in music news. Last story that we have for you. So we have one more break to take before we come back and wrap things up. We'll get the letter of the day for the Word of the Week prize and tell you all about that. And remind you that Bristol High School, you guys are voting for coolest teacher. Text the word teacher to 39333. We'll send you the voting link. Be back in a moment. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve.
So I was the only one that got it right, by the way.
You were?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, you said you're right. Yeah. Kathy gets it. All right. So for the white spoon, the second one, I thought that was Skippy.
I thought that was Peter Pan.
Okay.
I thought it was Skippy.
Yep.
Jeff.
All right.
Skippy.
And what is number 2?
Kathy wins again. It's Jeff.
I identified Skippy before I even tasted it. I knew it by the look.
Unreal.
Wow.
Okay.
So that was Jif.
That was Jif, and then the
number
colored-
3 I had is Peter Pan.
And number 3, I had
Peter.
Skippy.
Steve,
sorry.
I had
Steve, you and I had all 3 the same.
Same thing. Yeah.
So did I had the same as you, Preston, and I am just my world's upside down. I was wrong with what I said yesterday.
Well, wait till you get to the taste.
Yeah.
Well, hang on a second.
Wait till you get to the taste because then it's inverted my perception.
All right, so hang on a second. So the colored spoon was Skippy?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
that
All
was
right.
Skippy.
So here's
I got them all wrong.
Oh, I felt I got the last one right. I got Skippy right, and I'm so glad that we did this blind taste test because I'll reveal something a little bit later.
All right, so I ranked as the best tasting one as number 1, and it turns out that is Peter Pan.
Right, which is what you said yesterday.
Which is what I said, yeah. Okay.
Preston, I rated as the best tasting the third, the colored spoon.
So Skippy.
which is what you and I said, Steve.
Yes, yeah.
And I did the same thing.
Yes.
Okay. Thinking that the white spoon was Peter Pan, I ranked that the best. And as it turns out, it was Jif that was the best in my eyes, my mouth. And I just want to point out that I also, not knowing anything, that I ranked Skippy as the worst tasting flavor.
Okay.
Not knowing anything. But I really thought that Peter Pan was going to be the best. And as it turns out, it was Jif.
Well, let me tell you, Peter Pan, to Kathy, I think is the sweetest.
Yeah, so I picked Skippy as number 1 as best tasting, and then the other 2, again, not really knowing the difference, I did not like 3 at all. That was Jif. So I went, Peter Pan was number 2 for me.
I believe Peter Pan does have the most sugar of all 3.
Really?
No, Kath, you said number 3 was Jif. Number 3 was...
No. I rated Jif number 3 in taste.
Okay.
So I didn't like the Jif. I liked the Peter Pan better.
Marissa, by the way, how did our Twitter poll turn out? Because that should be done by now. It was 24 hours ago, roughly, that we did
That's
that.
a good question. I'll pull it up right
So she put the
now.
3 out, and at the beginning, Peter Pan was just getting crapped on. And I took
Here,
a
it
little
looks like it's up here on the screen.
All right, so the results are in. Yeah, we have it. Number 1 is Skippy.
Wow.
Number 2 is Jif, and then absolutely way in the back distance is Peter Pan.
So I'm going to say Peter Pan was my favorite of the taste.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like this, just my sense of all of my senses, my smell, my taste, like it just, I knew I was going to be able to do this.
Okay. Yeah, you have very sharp senses.
Remember, I don't know if you guys remember this, but we did water years ago, and I was able to.
We said we were going to do it. Did we actually
We
do
did it, and
Okay.
I was able to pick because I knew I could pick Evian out of the other bottled water, and I think the other one maybe was Poland Springs or Fiji, something like that. But I was able to do it. There's something in that Evian water that I can taste.
Well, so can you just check on the back of the notion that Peter Pan, and Nick, is that what you said, that Peter Pan has the most?
That's what I heard when we were talking about this yesterday, and
so
people
here
were
we go.
posting on social media.
Because you really want as much sugar as you can in any product.
Yes.
Calorie-wise, they're only 10 apart, and the most calorically high is Peter Pan. It's got 200 calories per serving, which is 2 tablespoons, and the other 2 have 190, so it's neck and neck.
About the same, yeah.
But as far as the sugar content goes, it looks like they all have 3 grams of sugar.
There you go.
Although Skippy has a little extra. It says total sugar's 3 grams, includes 2 grams added sugars.
Well, what does that mean?
The other ones don't have. Or wait, no, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. They have it as well. I just didn't see
They
that part.
all have added sugar.
It only
So
has
they all have the same sugar.
3 grams of sugar, but with an additional 2 grams, which
So-
I would figure that to me is 5 grams.
No, it says includes. So it's
3
not.
grams of sugar includes 2 grams of
It's
sugar.
not like a natural sugar. They've added it to the product.
1 gram of natural sugar, 2 grams of added sugar. So just so you guys know,
Gotcha.
I have for the past year and a half have been really paying attention to added sugars and trying not to have added sugars in my diet.
we know that.
Yeah.
So, which you take your preference taste here was which one, Case?
Skippy.
No. It was
Yeah,
Jif.
it was.
No, it was Jif.
Oh.
I thought it was going to be. I thought it was Peter
You
Pan.
wanted it to be.
Well, okay.
If you believe in peanut butter, clap your hands.
Right. And Casey likes to add honey to. He turned me on to the honey peanut butter sandwich, which was good.
Honey's
It
high in
wasn't-
calories too.
Oh yeah. But it was. I liked it. I'm not as gaga about it as you are.
Are you doing it with chunky peanut butter or creamy?
Creamy.
Okay, you got to try it with chunky.
We went creamy because creamy is my preference. Actually,
It's the classic.
Yeah.
You know. So
That seems like so much. What do you need more?
Yeah. What kind of animal?
But you do put jelly on peanut butter, and that's a
that's a good
standard.
point.
So
That's
and
a-
it's
that's
got to
a good
be.
point, yeah.
Do you go with
just as
chunky jelly or
sugary?
But that's
that
why-
would be marmalade.
marmalade?
Yeah.
But that's
I do
why-
like marmalade.
I do
though.
like marmalade,
All
too.
of that stuff that this is a nice healthy breakfast, and it's only 41,000 calories.
Well, so listen, it's maybe not the healthiest, but if I'm using like a good like Ezekiel bread or like
Or Jebediah.
or a Jebediah bread, no, but Ezekiel bread's really good. It's like natural ingredients, and if I'm using an organic chunky peanut butter and honey, I'm like that's calories or sugars or whatever aside, like that actually is all like kind of natural-ish, So I feel,
Natural-ish.
Well, and I feel
No, you're right.
and I feel better about that.
No, there is a mindset, and and it is a legitimate nutritionist sort of take on things. If you're going to go with the natural sugar, go with the things, substitutes and chemicals as you start to add in that stuff.
Yeah.
That's where you're going to come up against problems. Eat as much. Take in as many calories as you can in every day, and make sure whatever you're eating is absolutely jammed with sugar.
And sprinkle
I think that's the
aspartame
best
all
way.
over it
And
as well.
aspartame,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Somebody just reminded me of something. You remember that time my mom made me make her a peanut butter and mayonnaise sandwich?
Yeah.
And then
You
we found
actually-
out somebody had texted in just now and said that they did peanut butter and mayonnaise sandwiches, and I was like, I could barely make it for her. This is a woman I've known my entire life, and I never knew she liked peanut butter and mayonnaise sandwiches. And apparently, it's fairly common in the South. And
You were very honest. You said you close fist punched her.
I was close to it. I mean, like, how dare you? Ooh, it's gross.
To me, that has no word. There is no place for that in my life.
But some people see it as adding even more of a creamy texture to it, and that's what does it. But no, I can't see that.
No.
So we had the what started this off yesterday was the Peter Pan theme or the jingle.
Right.
And how did that go?
If you believe in peanut butter, clap your hands.
I don't remember that, but I do remember Choosy Mothers Choose Jif. What about Skippy? What was there?
Frigid mothers choose.
Frigid Mothers
what
Choose
is it?
Skippy. But we do know Annette Funicello
was
a longtime spokesperson. In fact, Steve, when they did
Back to the Beach,
she had like
jars of it.
Peanut butter that was the size of like a keg of beer.
And the kids going, I hate this peanut butter.
So one of Skippy's slogans is "Spread on the smiles."
And
I don't remember
Skippy Yippy.
Oh,
Skippy Yippy.
2 in the pink, 1 in the peanut.
Oh, okay.
No.
One in the peanut. Okay, I wasn't aware of that.
Those things that caught on because honestly, one of the first jingles you were probably as a kid, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich is sort of a de facto sandwich. So yeah, do you remember having I don't remember if I was actually that much of a snob when it came to peanut butter when I was a kid. I just got what I got. I think it was probably
we just always had Peter Pan.
Yeah.
So that was my peanut butter, and I didn't really turn my nose up to other peanut butters, if I recall.
I used to do at Whole Foods. I used to do the where you just grind up the peanuts, and that's what I would make Jace for lunch. And no, listen, he had it for years, and he loved it. And then somebody gave him Skippy peanut butter, and he was like, "I don't want that other peanut butter. I want this."
You're tearing me apart.
We were a Jif household growing up, so that's why I got used to it. And that's why I wanted to rank it number 1. And turns out I like Peter Pan better.
Listen,
but
it takes a big man to admit that.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm still going to keep buying Jif because I don't like change
because
that
Choosy
much.
Mothers choose Jif.
Right, but my dad would always make peanut butter and banana sandwiches, just like Elvis. So he would toast the bread, peanut butter
Those
on
are
top,
good.
and then
By the way, they're
sliced
good.
banana. Yeah.
Nick, have you had them?
Oh, that's what I was just saying. That growing up, that's my dad would
I
make.
thought he was making them just for him.
Rock the Casbah from the Clash on 93.3 WMMR. Everything that rocks.
They were very popular, and that song was very popular.
Yes, it was.
There was a video that took place seemingly in the desert.
Where they're dancing and playing music, and I
bet you their equipment worked.
All right. I want to thank our guests on the program today. Jack Morey stopped by today. Jack Morey is the man behind Morey's Piers, and the big friggin' deal this week is the same-day ride and water park combo ticket to Morey's Piers for $70. You get unlimited rides an entire day on all 3 piers, both big water parks in Wildwood. You can get the deal now through Sunday only at WMMR.com and use the keyword DEAL. And that's how you will get that. And also, he mentioned his his new 9-hole par 3 golf course.
He's very, very proud of that.
Yeah, it's called the Big Little Nine, and it's his way of trying to open up the game of golf to those who might find it intimidating or
snooty.
Yeah, elite and so on. And it's affordable and fun and easy for the beginner. So
I like that
I'm going to
idea.
go play it. I'm
Yeah.
definitely going to go play it. Check that out. So. We also have Bryan Callen.
Yay!
Brian's at Helium Comedy Club Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Tickets are available at heliumcomedy.com. We had a nice, long conversation with him. He had nothing but really nice things to say about this program, too.
It's very cool.
Yeah,
we appreciate that.
Most definitely. Pierre Robert is here.
Good morning.
Fresh from the weekend. Good to see you, Matt.
Good to see you, kids.
Did you have an enjoyable couple days?
Yes, very nice. Lovely weather yesterday, and not so much Saturday, but not
No. But I tell you what, yesterday, even though it was just a smidge cool, I loved it.
Me too.
Just sitting
It's perfect.
outside and taking it in for a
Perfect.
bit. Yeah, agreed.
I was on Rittenhouse Square, sitting in the park. It was lovely.
It actually reminded me a little bit, like, especially in the evening, kind of California, like Northern California-ish.
Yeah.
It was
Very much
wonderful.
so, yeah.
All
I
right.
could have 100 of those days.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Maybe 200.
So good.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Shall we do the letter?
Yes, please.
All right, here we go. Mm-hmm. Try this.
And now the Preston and
Shall we
Steve
do-
show is brought to you by the letter V, as in victory.
Hang on, no, I'm going to try this again.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Now, the Daily Letter.
That letter again?
V, as in victory.
I didn't see that coming.
I know.
First letter of 5 in the word, and we have the travel table from Shift Outdoors to give away. Portable umbrella table that is super lightweight. It carries like a backpack, and the table and umbrella easily sets up in just a few minutes. And the anchor mat will keep it safe and set up perfectly, even in those gusty ocean breezes. And you can check it out now. It's shftoutdoors.com.
I love this thing.
And free shipping on purchase of over $100 if you do order there, Kathy. So there's a free shipping thing there.
There you go.
Yeah, we'll give that away on Friday. We might be giving one away on Friday at Keenan's Irish Pub. Yeah. The official opening of the Jersey Shore. So get yourself set for that. What's up on your program today, Pierre?
We will have AC/DC Workforce Block, Dirty Honey, and Elton John. Lyricist Bernie Taupin had a birthday yesterday.
Excellent. All right, I want to thank our sponsors. Preston and Steve Show is brought to you today by Dunkin'. Preston and Steve Show runs on Dunkin'. Also brought to you by Manhattan Bagel, where sandwiches are always made to order. And finally brought to you by Polar Seltzer. Why be flat when you can sparkle?
Sparkle.
Refreshingly natural Polar Seltzer. Tomorrow's program, it's a Tuesday. We'll have a Tuesday to give away with that. We will also find out who the coolest teacher of Bristol High School is. And we'll find out what else we can get into tomorrow together. That's it. We're done. Rage on and have a great day. And we'll see you tomorrow, friend. Bye-bye.